Evening, everyone. Cherries Red Army, and appreciate if you're joining us right now. It was a bit of a late post, wasn't it? We made a late decision that we're going to go live on a watch along. The reason is I'm not at the game tonight. Obviously, I'm right here with you on YouTube and Twitter if you're watching live. And that's because I have been away for a few days and wasn't sure if I was going to get back in time, but I have been back about an hour and a half. We're going to go for it, a watch along, the quickest turnaround in putting a show out. But look, we'll go through it together. I want to know who's currently joining us. We'll see how tonight goes. A lot of local Bournemouth fans, I'm sure, will be at the game, but we know we've got a lot of followers outside of England and across the country, America, Australia. So look, let's enjoy it where we can this evening and see how we get on. But if you are joining us, let us know in the chat. You know, I'll put your details on the screen in just a moment. And I want to get your thoughts throughout the game, throughout the evening, and I'll put as many messages on the chat. Any questions? Just ask me and we'll see how the game's going. If you are watching the game at home, potentially you're watching on Sky Sports if you're in the UK. Kickoff coming very soon. And also there's an opportunity. I'm not sure actually it's AFCB TV live actually because it's on Sky Sports. So, and you might just be joining me and that's absolutely fine as well. We will have guests join us throughout the show. Hopefully they'll give us some insight. Maybe we'll go to the Select Car Leasing Stadium where we can live. And I'll have other guests that are not at the game throughout the show, half time, full time, and hopefully the Cherries get a win. If you're new to the channel, though, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 700. And also give this video a like. Let's see how many likes we get to. Because on these watch-alongs, we generally get to about 50 at least. Can we do it again? Right, match day 15, last game of the championship today. And it's Reading versus Bournemouth. Yeah, we have quite a good record there recently. We did in 2014-15, got a 1-0 win, took us on the way to the Premier League. Didn't do so well last season, though, did we? Struggled there. Game was over at half-time. How's this one going to go? Let's get into it. We're going to look at those lineups quickly, 10 minutes before kickoff, and we want to get your score predictions very, very soon.
There's Cook. Lewis Cook! Oh! It's brilliant! Genius from Lewis Cook.
Match day 15. Who we got joining us then? Cameron, how are you doing? Evening, all Cherries. We've got AFC Bournemouth, Germany. Good evening. We've also got Mark Cole. How are you? And we've got Mitty Bricks and Andrew's live vlog. Just confirmed, obviously not on AFCB TV live because it's on Sky Sports. Kickoff is 10 minutes away. Now, I'm going to sort of go with this mainly on my own, but I want to interact with you throughout the game, throughout the evening. But as I said, we will have guests joining throughout the evening where we can and get those thoughts potentially at the stadium and not at the stadium. Also got Jack joining us. How are you doing, Jack? Welcome to the watch along. If you are currently watching, why don't you just share this and let us know, let someone else know that we're currently on YouTube and Twitter and we'll get as much interaction going as possible. Let's get into those lineups. So let's start off with the home side. We're away from home, and that is Reading. And their lineup is Southwood, Rahman, Yiadom, Moore, Scott Dan, Laurent, Danny Drinkwater, Deli Bashiri, Ejaria, John Swift, and Puskas. Okay, and he hasn't even scored yet this season. But the key man in there for me is John Swift. That is someone going to have to keep quiet. And a big decision was going to be made by Scott Parker in whether he actually kept this lineup from the same as before or whether he potentially changed it. And I went with one change potentially in the predicted 11, and that was to bring in Ben Pearson. Did Ben Pearson come into this lineup, though? That's the big question. Let's take a look at Scott Parker's starting 11 for this game. Let's head over to take a look at what AFC Bournemouth have released. Some say if it's not broken, Why try and fix it? And it looks like an unchanged side for AFC Bournemouth. Mark Travers in goal. 6 clean sheets on the road now. Lloyd Kelly, captain. Jeff Lerma, Dom Slanky, Ryan Christie, Jack Stacey, Gary Cahill, Gavin Kilkenny, Philip Billing, Jaden Anthony, and Jordan Zamora. On the subs bench is Nyland, Mepham, Pearson, Lewis Cook, Marcondes, Rogers, and Lowe. So how is that going to potentially look then on the pitch? Well, what we'll do is we'll bring up SofaScore as we do, and we'll see how potentially it lines up. But interestingly, Scott Parker's gone with unchanged, and what he's going with recently is consistency. Stay with what he has. And here we have on the lineups. And as you can see, I mean, on SofaScore, it's showing Reading as potentially going with a back four. We'll see how that plays out. And the key man for them is going to be John Swift. Ben Pearson's not in there. So whether Jefferson Lerma gives help to Gavin Kilkenny when we're out of possession, we'll have to see. But what we don't want to do is let John Swift get on the ball, and we don't want to give away any silly free kicks because he does have a good delivery on him. John Smith, I think he's got already 8 goals, 6 assists. He's played as many games this season as he has done or the whole of last season. So those injury problems potentially might be behind him. For me, though, if Reading are going to win this game, they're probably going to need to score more than 1 goal. And it's going to come through potentially John Swift and Ajaria as well. But that AFC Bournemouth team is a 4-3-3. Ryan Christie will take up the wide right, Jaden Anthony wide left, keeping that sort of connection he has with Jordan Zamora. Philip Billing and Jeff Lerma will look to push on when we're in possession, and Gavin Kilkenny will be the sitter, spraying those balls left and right, those long diagonals to get us going on the attack. Is it a counter-attack? We'll have to find out when the game kicks off very soon. But and then we're going to want to get Dom Solanke in this game. He's now on 10 goals, isn't he, for this season, and well on his way to 20. So how are you feeling about this lineup? Let's rate this lineup, shall we? So out of 10, let's say 10. We did this before on the watch along. Out of 10, Premier League. Okay, 1, National League. I'm not being disrespectful. But out of 10, how do you rate this lineup out of 10? Put it in the chat and we'll get your thoughts on the screen. That's the team lineup then, and let's get our first guest on of the evening as kickoff gets closer. He was on our match preview for Reading. He's in a Bournemouth shirt tonight. It's Keithy T, Keith Thomas.
Oh, Kirky, how are we doing?
Not too bad. How are you feeling? Kickoff is 5 minutes away. It's going to be a big game. Big game.
Could be our biggest game of the season, mate. Could be. So, I always get nervous before kickoff, and you never know what's going to happen. But hopefully, with our good form, we'll be absolutely spot on.
Just seeing those lineups then. I'll bring them back on the screen in just a moment. We'll get your thoughts on those lineups, Keith. We're just going to get a rating for the AFC Bournemouth lineup. AFC Bournemouth Germany's gone for 8 out of 10. Bradley Brown, welcome to the stream. 9 out of 10. Cameron's gone for an 8 out of 10. And Jack is in there with a 9. Any more ratings come through, we'll stick them on the screen. But Keith, we'll bring them back onto the screen so you can see it. That AFC Bournemouth team, unchanged. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Exactly. No, that's a strong lineup. I was reading in the Echo, the Bournemouth local paper, that Cookie might be in for a shout tonight, but no, he's gone unchanged. And why should he change it up at the moment? We're getting some really, really good results there.
And it's good to see Lewis Cook on the bench. Will he come off the bench? Potentially not, unless we're really desperate. I mean, we've got Ben Pearson if we need to change anything tactically. But great to see Lewis Cook back in that lineup for the squad.
Yeah, it's great to see him. And I think he's going to play a key role for us as we go forward. So we're going to, at the moment, we've got this lineup. But I think we're going to see during the course of the season, particularly around Christmas time, where you can pick up those injuries. And January and February, we're notoriously have our dip. Those players not yet featuring at the moment could become really key. So, you know, we've got to go with what we've got. And as I say, it's an unchanged winning formula. No need to change it up at the moment.
We'll also have a look at those championship scores from earlier on as the game gets going. Plenty of time to have a look at them and the league table. The teams have just come out onto the pitch. Let's get your score prediction for this game then in the chat. How are you feeling? Can Bournemouth go for an unbeaten 15? Let's have your score predictions in the chat. I spoke to you on the preview. I think you went for a 3-1, Keith. Are you still sticking with a 3-1?
I do fancy that. I do. I think with the exception of Swift, they're so inconsistent. And with what Scotty was saying, he sounds really bullish, doesn't he? He sounds really confident. I don't see why we can't take the game away from them. So let's see what happens. We're about to kick off anyway. So yeah.
We're going to get those score prediction on the chat, and I'm going to let you go in just a minute, Keith. But you're going to hopefully drop in throughout the evening, if you fancy it. You're going a different route for this game, aren't you? Tell our viewers how you're entertaining yourself for Reading Bournemouth.
Well, I got told last week I'm about 60 years old. I'm not quite that old, but I'm old school. I love listening to the radio, and I've got Chris and Willow on in the background, and it's they're top guys. They're very entertaining, and so I'm going to be listening to it on the radio tonight, which is somewhat different from what most people do, but still great and all that.
And I want to get your thoughts how that goes on the radio compared to I'm watching on Sky Sports with no sound. But in this watch along, really looking forward to it. Drop in any time, Keith. We'd like to know how you're feeling about this game throughout the 90 minutes and hopefully afterwards as well.
Yeah, no problem at all, Kirky.
Before I let you go, Keith, let's get those score predictions in the chat. We've got Cameron going for a 2-1 Cherries win. AFC Bournemouth 2-0. Solanke to score twice. Mark Cole, he's going for a 2-0. And Bradley Brown also going for a 2-0. So positive stuff, Keith. The Cherries fans, they feel like there's another win on the cards.
I see no reason why not. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I'll probably drop in after about the first quarter's gone, or first 30 minutes, and see what happens.
Daniel from the States as well. Welcome
and hello,
to the
Daniel.
Stream. 2-0 to Bournemouth. Jack as well. 2-0, hopefully, to the Cherries. Right, cheers, Keith. Pop in anytime, get your thoughts. Enjoy the game. Speak to you later.
Speak to you later, Kirky.
Brilliant. That was Keithy T there. He was on the match preview. Fantastic preview. And the teams are just preparing for kickoff. I'll let you know when I am kicking off so you can potentially reset yourself in line with me. Any questions you have throughout the game, if you are watching on Sky Sports and you want to ask any questions about the game, go for it. Want to definitely interact with you guys throughout the evening in the chat. And as I said, we're going to get to those championship scores as well at some point once kickoff has happened, because it's been a busy championship day, isn't it? And if we win tonight, it's potentially only going to get better for the Cherries. Could open up that lead between us and the playoffs. I'm going for 2-1 to AFC Bournemouth, though. Really need to get that result, and that sort of performance of last year out of our heads. Wasn't a great day out, was it? We've got a good following this season, though, of AFC Bournemouth fans that have gone to this game. The old Medeski, now the Select Car Leasing Stadium. And I really think we can get a positive performance. The referee's just preparing for kickoff. Dom Solanke is going to kick off for the Cherries. We are playing in our red and black from left to right as we look at it on the screen. And Reading are in their blue and white stripes. And we are kicked off. And we're straight up the pitch already. And there's a chance instantly from kickoff. Played back from Dom Solanke. Lofted high up the pitch. Jayden Ante made a straight diagonal run towards the Reading area. Couldn't bring the ball down in the box. And it went through to the keeper. But an instant first positive start for the Cherries. Hopefully that's going to set the tone for the rest of the game. But we are kicked off. We are 30 seconds in. And already we are looking to get on the front foot from kickoff. Jordan Samora trying to win the ball in the air. Gavin Kilkenny flicking the ball over the top, back with the Reading goalkeeper. And it's now down the right-hand side of Reading's. But Lloyd Kelly picks up the ball. And he plays it back to Mark Travers. And he goes long. And what I love about our defending in such good form that we're in, this unbeaten 14, is we seem to have no nonsense defending this season. Even with Chris Mepham, when he played before the first international break, he was defending completely differently in how we've seen him defend previously, and the troubles that he potentially had. But we sort of got more no nonsense defending. We've had less mistakes, and that's proven. We got the most clean sheets in the league this season. And that gives you a platform to definitely build on, because we are going to score goals. We know that. We've got a positive and attacking side and lots of talent. Andrew's in here as well. He's gone for a 3-1 Cherries. We're yet to have a Cherries Red Army 3-1 this season. The famous 3-1. Could it be tonight? But it would reverse the score of last season, wouldn't it? 3-1 last season to Reading. We all remember that famous night back in 2014-15. 1-0 to Bournemouth, early goal. We defended well throughout the night. It's pretty much then that I thought the Cherries were going to go on and get promoted. There were moments in that season, and it was a great night. And we do have a good record against Reading. We are, out of the last 6 games, we've won 5 out of the last 6. Not many draws. So we take that as confidence. We turned around a 2-0 deficit in the first half at home last season to win 4-2. And I think we can score goals in this game. I don't see us losing, because I don't think Reading have enough in their team to score more than 1 goal. And I think they're going to need to score more than 1 goal this evening. First corner of the game, though, is to Reading, down the right-hand side of Reading. It's down Jordan Samura's side. And it's the first corner of the game to come in from Reading. In our last watch along, there was something like 15, 16 corners in this game. Reading with the first corner. They've gone short. Intercepted by Dom Solanke, though. Dom Solanke's done well to keep the ball. He's took us out of the box. And it's a throw in to the Cherries, down Jordan Samura's side. Good defending from Dom Solanke there. A Reading player was like near post, tried to come off the near post for a short ball. Dom Solanke was standing on the edge of the 6-yard box. He sort of saw it come in. He intercepted it. And then he took us out of the box down the left-hand side. And in the end got tackled, but it went out for a Cherries throw-in. Throw-in's been taken. It's now down Jack Stacey's right-hand side. He's been fantastic since he's come back into the side, because Adam Smith's been brilliant this season as well, but Jack Stacey's fighting for his place. Reading are down the left-hand side, though. It's a cross-in, defended well by Gary Cahill. Now with Jeff Lerma, Jack Stacey, linking up triangles. Ryan Christie gets his first touch of the game. He was challenged by a Reading defender. It seemed to have come off Ryan Christie, though, and it's a throw-in for Reading, with Reading. Inside our half, just about in the centre circle, out to the right-hand side for Reading. The right-hand side takes on Jordan Samura, tries to get across in the box. Jeff Lerma swings a leg at it. He clears it near the penalty spot. And we're back out again. Defending from the front, Dom Solanke trying to chase down the ball with the goalkeeper. We're 4 minutes and 45 seconds in. No real clear-cut chances yet. We had that first break in the first 20 seconds, which Jaden Anthony couldn't get onto. From the centre, kickoff, played high, but it went free to the goalkeeper, and a first corner for Reading. We're going to have a look at those championship scores from earlier on in just a moment. We'll just follow this play as it is at the moment, with Reading on the ball. I expect us to dominate most of the ball, but we need to have quality as well and show urgency to get forward. We like an early start sometimes. More than often this season, though, it's been a slow start, hasn't it? But if we can get on the ball, open something up. Dom Solanke's in the mood. Philip Billing hasn't scored for a few games. Neither team is really grasping the game at the moment, sort of giving away possession, both teams. A few touches here, a few touches there. And Reading are on the ball. Danny Drinkwater long diagonal out to Reading's left-hand side. It looks like Ajari is potentially playing up against Jack Stacey. Puskas, he flicks it on. Cross. Ah, that was thankfully a miss by Reading. Ball over the top. Puskas, he sort of got involved with John Swift. He squared it from the left, and then Puskas had to sort of stretch. Even looked offside. Potentially John Swift looked offside there. No VAR in the Championship. So to be fair, the linesman put his flag up in the end, so it would have been offside if it had gone in. But Puskas got no goals this season for Reading, their main striker. Everything at the moment for Reading is coming through John Swift this season. Let's take a look at those Championship goals then from earlier on. Let's see where this places AFC Bournemouth in tonight's game. It was Fulham 3, West Brom 0. That's a big result for Fulham and potentially Bournemouth as well. Because if we win this game, I think that enables us to have a 9-point lead. We will just double check that in just a bit. Bristol City 2, Blackburn 1. 17th attempt, I think that was for Bristol City to get a home win. And they did it against a struggling Barnsley. Bristol City 2, Barnsley 1. Derby 1, Blackburn 2. And that is a sort of result that could have gone here or there. Just go back to this game as Ajari is on the left-hand side. He's trying to take on Jack Stacey, but good block from Jack Stacey. It's gone out for a second corner for Reading in this game. Huddersfield 1, Millwall 0, Hull City 0, Coventry City 1. They keep up their good form, Coventry City. Their season doesn't seem to be taking a turn yet. And they're keeping themselves high in the table. Borough 0, Birmingham 2. Birmingham back to winning ways. Got Preston 2, Luton 0, Sheffield United 0, Blackpool 1. So cross in from Reading here, a corner to Reading, back out to the left-hand side, crossed in by John Swift. Too far, over everyone, and out for a goal kick. Sheffield United 0 then, Blackpool 1. Big win for Blackpool. They turned their season around after the international break. Sheffield United trying to find consistency. Doesn't happen today. They lost at home. Stoke City 3. Cardiff City 3. Mick McCarthy, he's gone. How strange is that? Manager out, Cardiff perform, and they get a draw at Stoke City 3-3. And another Welsh side in Swansea City. They comfortably beat Peterborough 3-0. Another struggling day for Peterborough. Another 3 goals conceded. They potentially might be the most conceded team in the league. Those were the goals in the Championship earlier on today. We are the final game of the Championship in match day 15 this evening. It's currently Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 0. 9 minutes gone. Reading have had 2 corners. Cherries have not yet put a shot on goal, but we don't look in danger at the moment. Maybe a slight chance for Puskas for Reading, but he would have been offside. The linesman's flag went off, so it wouldn't have counted. Let's take a look at that league table, shall we? And see what changes after today's results. You'll see the AFC Bournemouth, the Cherries, are still top of the league after, well, they've currently got 34 points, but this is currently live. So if the game was to stay as it is, that would put us on 35. But Fulham are now on 32. And West Brom are on 28. So yes, if we win this game, that'll put us 9 points clear of playoffs. Coventry 27 points in 4th. Huddersfield in 5th, 24th. They've got themselves back into the playoffs. And look at Blackpool. They've taken themselves up to 6th with that result today at Bramall Lane. And they're on 24 points. Blackburn won today, 23. And QPR 22. Stoke City 22. Down in the relegation zone, Hull City, they're on 9 points. Barnsley struggling, 6 losses in a row. Reds all down the right-hand side. And Derby County, they haven't won in 6 or 5 either. That's 1 win and 4 draws. And they're currently on 5 points. That's because they got a points deduction. So there we have it. Cherries is still top. And if we can increase that lead on the playoffs, it will be a good run for us. We'll continue. Can we go unbeaten in 15 with more games coming our way next week as well? And it's currently AFC Bournemouth 0, Reading 0. A foul to Reading on the halfway line. They seem to have had more possession at the moment in this game. And as the night goes on, as the game goes on, we will go to those stats and see how well we're performing. But a lot's coming down the left-hand side for Reading, down Jack Stacey's side with Ajario at the moment. As I talk, he's just skilled. It's gone inside the box, but Phil Billing wins the ball back. And I said about no nonsense, and Gary Cahill has just cleared it out of the box, get up the pitch, regroup. So Reading dominating this game at the moment. They're getting on the ball. Not doing anything too worrying, but they are looking to use that left-hand side in Ajaria more than anything at the moment. Christie's doing hard work. But it is Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 0 after 11 minutes and 50 seconds. If you're watching this game, let us know what you think. 12 minutes in. Are you comfortable? Are you worried that we're yet to register any type of shot or goal? But how are you feeling? Comfortable? We're going to grow into this game like we have done a lot this season. Jordan Samora. He cuts inside, left-hand side with Philip Billing. Jeff Lerma outside, about 20 yards out from the Reading penalty box, but intercepted by Ajaria. And they now clear up the box. They've cleared up the pitch. But it is back in possession of Reading in their own half. Danny Drinkwater, he's now at Reading this season. He will give them some calmness in the middle of the park there and some experience. Played for Leicester. Not as much for Chelsea. Actually think he played in the pre-season game, didn't he? First free kick then inside the Reading half. It's a yellow card to the Reading player. It was a foul on Jordan Samora. On Jordan Samora's side, about 40 yards out. Jordan Samora nicked the ball past him. Reading players trying to claim that he actually got the ball. He was nowhere near it. No, he got nothing on it at all. And it was in the back of Jordan Samora. Referees handed out the first yellow card of the evening. And it does go to Josh Laurent. That's his third booking of this championship season. And the first chance for Bournemouth to put a delivery in the box. Jordan Samora is still currently down, holding his left ankle. Had a brilliant season, Jordan Samora, scoring goals, positive going forward. Defending, he's improved as well. Chewy Suarez, hi, how you doing? He's joining us. He is coming from Denmark, Billing and Marcondes. Welcome to the stream. Got Jeremy Hayler going for a clean sheet. As long as we win, don't mind how many goals we score. Up the Cherries. Thanks for joining us. And Jack Eldridge. I'm currently watching on Sky Sports. That's how I'm currently watching at the moment. You're currently watching us on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to get to 700 subscribers. Also hit the like button. See if we can get to 50 likes on this watch along. We're going to have guests joining us throughout the evening. AFC Bournemouth fans. We may even be able to go live to the stadium at some point if we're lucky. All depends what sort of signal is going on at Medeski, as it used to be called, now the Select Car Leasing Stadium. Still got a break in play while Jordan Samora gets treatment. He's currently limping off the pitch. It's not what we want to see from a player that's started the season very well, kept his place. But it's a free kick from Jaden Anthony. Goes short. Ryan Christie flicks it over into the box, looking for Dom Solanke. Doesn't really come of anything. Tried a short piece. Free kick now. Now Dom Solanke's gone down awkwardly. Don't know if he landed funny, twisted his ankle. He's currently limping. And this is one thing that we don't want as Cherries fans as the season goes on, is to collect injuries. We've done well to play a consistent side week in, week out. Maybe just one changes here, one changes there. But really, we've been able to keep players fit. But Jordan Samora is still limping at the moment. I'm sure Scott Parker will be watching that. Tom Solanke as well was sort of struggling, but he seems to have run off whatever issue he had. He sort of went for a header, Dom Solanke, then came down, then was holding his ankle. So it's one of those, whether he twisted the foot on the way down. Jordan Samora, though, he's the one that's definitely struggling. Dom Solanke seems okay at this point. Jordan Samora takes throw. Jaden Anthony gives the ball away. It's now Reading on the attack. Inside the box. It was an outside curling shot in the end by, I think, Josh Laurent. He travelled. He won the ball off Jaden Anthony. He travelled on about 10 yards. It was Jordan Zamora's side of the pitch, and he went for an outside foot. Got it all wrong. The cameras made it look like it went just over the bar. It actually went about 10 to 20 yards, quite wide, in my opinion. Mark Travers saw it all the way, and he looked comfortable because it was nowhere near. Another chance for Reading, but never really troubled the goal. It's Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 0. 16 minutes and 40 seconds have gone. And we are in possession for the Cherries with Lloyd Kelly. He's gone for a long diagonal towards Jaden Anthony. He brings it down his chest. He plays it back to Jordan Zamora. Jordan Zamora looking a little bit better and then gives it away with his right foot. But we need to keep an eye on Jordan Zamora. Can he run it off? But what we have got this season is a squad that's not only playing for each other, but a squad that we can swap and change players if need be, and we still keep that strength within the team. Cross. That was a chance for Reading, given away by Gary Cahill, kept in by John Swift. He then sort of played it behind himself. He flicked it back into the box, and it looked like it was stretched. He kept it in, across by John Swift. Puskas got on the end of it between defenders, but stretching. And a player that's most definitely not in form, probably should have done better with the chance, should have got it on target, went well wide again. But that's a player not in form at all. No goals this season, and he's missed another chance. But Reading on the attack again, looking for Ajario down the left-hand side. Nearly 20 minutes in, two best chances. The second one for Puskas definitely was a better chance than the first one he had. But Reading have had the only chances in this game to potentially score a goal. That was a lapse in possession there from Gary Cahill. Unlike Gary Cahill, he made that one mistake in the last game at home, didn't he? Which Lloyd Kelly covered him for. But all in all, Gary Cahill's been fantastic since he's come in. Brought in experience, and no doubt has added to that clean sheet statistic that we have this season of having the most clean sheets and 6 clean sheets on the road. But we need to make sure that we don't cause any mistakes internally. If they're going to score against us, we want them to score without us helping them score. We are in possession though. Jeff Lerma sprayed it out to Jaden Anthony. Jordan Smore's gone for the overlap. He has gone for the overlap. He's got it back. He squares it. And it was blocked by the Reading defender. Our first real attack down the left-hand side. You know it. It's Anthony. It's Samura linking up. He tried to get a cross in. Billing was heading into the box. Solanke was heading into the box. But the defender got there. First corner for the Cherries. On Samura and Anthony's side, it's first corner, first chance. No real attempt, but a good attack. Taking our first corner of the game as we come up to the 20th minute mark. It's going to be Jaden Anthony. He goes short to Philip Billing. Back to Jaden Anthony. He tries to put it in the box. It's a header. And it's just over. It was a flicked header by Gary Cahill. Had to get his neck muscles involved. Wasn't a lot of pace on the delivery from Jaden Anthony. Sort of a delicate ball into the box. It was sort of behind Cahill. He then had to flick it. And it was over the bar. Lot to do. I mean, if he was going to score from there, it would have been an epic goal. A lot to do. Tried his best, but it went high over the bar. But Bournemouth have had our first attempt on goal. Not on target, but it is our first attempt on goal. Our chairman, Maxim Demin, is joining us this evening. I highly doubt it, but wouldn't that be great if it definitely was? And he's joined us for this watch-along stream. That would actually be amazing if that was actually Max joining us. I don't even know if we could verify it. Would he have a tick? I'm not even sure. But let's go that Maxim's joined us on a watch-along with currently Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 0. Mark Cole, first good move of the match for us. Absolutely. Good short corners. We don't always do well with short corners, but it was good between Jaden Anthony and Philip Billing. Good delivery in. Could have probably done with a little bit more pace, Mark. But then, as I said, it had a lot for Gary Cahill to do. He'd almost run past it and then had to sort of end up heading it behind himself and putting power on it as well. So it was a difficult header, but it was the first good move. Finally, it did take us 20 minutes to get there, but we did get there. Last 6 away from home, 1-4, drawn 2, unbeaten. The Cherries in 14. Those 2 away, was it Hull City? 0-0. I was there. Tough day, long drive up, and even more of a long drive back. And obviously that Peterborough as well. That was a 0-0. We did that on a watch along, didn't we? We got over 50 likes though. If you're joining us on the stream, new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Try and help us get to 700. And also hit the like button. Can we get to 50 likes this evening? We want goals. A lot of you have gone for 2-1. Definitely Cherry scoring 2 goals. Keith Thomas on our match preview. He went for a Cherries 3-1. Looking for the first time this season, the famous 3-1. No goals at the moment. Plenty of goals in the Championship today. A couple of rivals that we're looking at this season, Fulham and West Brom. They teed off together. West Brom didn't turn up. Fulham, they must be the team in the league that has scored the most goals, surely. They scored another 3. Not actually sure who scored for Fulham, so let me know. As I said, I've been away for a few days, so I haven't been able to catch up with goal scorers. So let me know who scored the goals for Fulham. Was it Mitrovic again? I think he's already scored 15. But they scored another 3 today. We're currently now down the right-hand side. Ryan Christie was on the ball trying to take on the Reading left-back. Did not successfully get past him. Now we are back in control. Gary Cahill gives it a hoof up the pitch, trying to get us back up the pitch, but we have lost possession, and now Reading are back on the attack with Ajaria. He's had enough touches in this game already. Trying to get John Swift involved. He's the playmaker. A whip ball in from Reading from the left-hand side of their play, and it's gone over everyone. That's the second time they've done that. John Swift out from in curler, out for a goal kick. Comfortable. Mark Travers will take his time. We'll regroup as a side, and we will be back in possession again. Are you enjoying being the unbeatable team? Well, I am enjoying it. It's exciting. And when I look at fixtures coming, I think this was the big one. I said a few weeks ago, if we beat Stoke away, that sends out a really good message that we could potentially be on for something special this season. Then I think we had to get over the banana skin that was Huddersfield. We had to win at home. I didn't think it was a real banana skin because we got a good record against Huddersfield. And again, we comfortably dominated Huddersfield and we beat them 3-0. That I can't even remember again a team at home putting a shot on our goal. And I think this is the one now. I think if we can win this evening, keep that unbeaten run going, I think it's going to take a lot for us not to think that we can get promoted this season. Yes, we've got Fulham coming up in December and other big games. But if we win this one tonight, potentially that unbeaten run will go again in midweek. I think we're playing Preston in midweek. And then we've got Swansea at home again, I think. I can't see us not losing to Swansea at home. This unbeaten run could go to about 18 if we don't lose tonight. And it's fun while it lasts. Look, us and Liverpool, the only teams in England at the moment that are unbeaten. Long may it continue. Currently, Jaden Anthony, he's on the ball outside the box, cuts inside, curler, hits the Reading defender. Gavin Kilkenny retrieves it though. Seconds, we're back in possession with Jack Stacey. He's 30 yards out. He's looking to go wide, but he comes back left. He's gone out to Jeff Lerma. Back with Jaden Anthony on the left-hand side. He's come off that wing though, trying to get another shot away. He goes back to Jack Stacey, who's tucked in from the right inside. He's playing as like an extra midfielder at the moment. Now it's with Ryan Christie. He tucks in off the line, off the right-hand side. Wingers that are not playing as wingers. Jeff Lerma's now right side where Christie was. Jack Stacey is getting involved. Lots of movement. Lots of players changing positions, which is good because it's moving the Reading team as well. goes back to Gary Cahill. He moves forward over the halfway line with the ball, and it's a foul by Puskas on Cahill. Now Cahill's hobbling. Lots of niggly injuries at the moment that we're having to deal with. Jordan Zamora looks like he's run off his problems. Gary Cahill seemed to get a knee in the back. Not happy with that one. No booking. 18 likes, 17 watching. Really appreciate if you can hit the like button throughout the evening. Let's see if we can get 50 likes. Ryan Christie's in possession. Gavin Kilkenny is on the ball. We're taking it from right to left, left to right, keeping the ball moving. Don't let that ball stop. Once the ball stops, it's easy to defend and players become stagnant. Keep that ball moving. Jaden Anthony gives it away. Wins it back though. Now Dom Solanke. He's retrieved the rebound. Jaden Anthony on the ball. Jeff Lerma keeping the ball moving. Bournemouth have 70% possession in the last 5 minutes of this game compared to Reading's 30. So we're coming more in the game since our first real attack from that corner on the 20-minute mark. And Jeff Lerma is all over the place at the moment. He's currently on the right-hand side winning a throw-in. Jack Stacey, Ryan Christie, Lloyd Kelly is in the Reading half. He's on the ball. We've got every single player in the Reading half at the moment, apart from Mark Travers. And we are going from left to right, keeping the play switch. Right to left now, switching that play, looking for an opening, looking for a door to get someone through. Lloyd Kelly tries to get it to Solanke, poor touch. He gives it away. Keeping possession, doing something with it is another question. Back in possession now. Reading keeper kick the ball up the pitch. Lloyd Kelly and Gary Cahill starting to turn the possession back into attack. And it looks like we are resetting our formation to go again on another attack. Down the left-hand side, Jordan Zamora plays it to Anthony. Looks for a 1-2. Every single time them two link up, something magical happens. Gary Cahill, long ball forward, looking for Solanke. He's brought it down on his chest. He's in the Reading box. Back to goal though. Jordan Zamora, Jeff Lerma, Philip Billing got in the way from the 1-2 with Jeff Lerma and Jordan Zamora, but we keep the ball. Philip Billing gets it back. Now it's with Stacey Christie. Lerma, one touch. Christie. Back to Jaden Anthony. Now we're in full flow. Jaden Anthony. He's currently on the ball just outside the box. Now Jack Stacey. Ryan Christie's trying to keep it in. He can keep it in. He does a little Cruyff turn. Oh, but he couldn't get past Ajaria. But we've won it back again. Reactions. We talked about that in the match preview. Lose it, get it back. Christie lost it. Who got it back? Ryan Christie did. Gavin Kilkenny. He's trying to play it through three players. Hits the Reading player, but it's back out. One back. Now it's with Anthony. Billing. Solanke. Cross by Billing. Oh, and we're just looking for that cutting edge chance now. Really, really looking for it. But we are dominant in this last 10 minutes. We are in the Reading half. We are moving the ball from left to right. But we just can't create that real good chance for Dom Solanke on 10 goals. Or Philip Billing, who also has been in the goals this season. Philip Billing scores. We won't lose this football match. You know this. And it's a throw into the Cherries in line with Reading's penalty spot down the left-hand side. Let's go to the chat. Maxi's going for 4-2 win. 4-2 win. It's going to be 6 goals in the next 60 minutes. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Absolutely fun. Throw in from Jordan Zamora. Philip Billing couldn't hold it. Reading defender nicked the ball in front of him and Reading are on the attack. But with only Puskas up for Reading and no one within 20 yards with him, he would have done well to keep hold of the ball and he didn't. We win it back, go all the way back to Travers, Lloyd Kelly, Gavin Kilkenny and now with Gary Cahill. Is there any game that you fear they might get beaten? I'll come back to that in a moment because Phil Billing's on the ball. Keep that question. Ryan Christie, right-hand side, cutting in. Try to whip it left to right, go for the corner. Ryan Christie looking for his first goal for the Cherries. Jack Stacey's frustrated. Massive overlap from Jack Stacey. And Jack Stacey wanted it. Let's have a look at this again. Ryan Christie picks it up from the right, cuts in left. Yeah, massive overlap. Jack Stacey plays him in. If Jack Stacey gets played in from Christie there, you've got Dom Solanke, Philip Billing. Sorry, you've got Dom Solanke, Jeff Lerma, and I think Jaden Anthony 3-on-3 in the box. That would have definitely opened up a square ball for Jack Stacey and a potential chance. But it wasn't. Ryan Christie went for the shot high and wide. And there's a break in play because Gary Cahill is now down on the pitch. He is being seen to right foot. Don't know if it was to do with the challenge that came in from Puskas. But we'll go back to that question from W&G fan. Is there any game that you fear they might be beaten? The Fulham one instantly comes to mind. I'm just going to take a look at the fixtures we've got coming up. And we'll see what I think. So we've got Preston on Wednesday evening. I don't see us not losing that game. On Saturday, as I said, we've got Swansea at home. And again, I think they done well today. Swansea won 3-0 against Peterborough. But a Russell Martin side, I think they'll go there for a draw. I don't think they'll beat us. So I can't see us losing to Swansea. That is on the 6th of November. That's also at home. Then I think we've got an international break. We've got Coventry City at home. They're a good side this season. They're doing very well. You never know in the Championship. But potentially, I think it is that Friday evening game now against Fulham at Craven Cottage that if we're going to get beaten, might be the game. And look, we're going to get beaten at some point, sure of that. I'd love to think that we'd be invincible, but I don't think we will. But if we can stay unbeaten going into that game against Fulham, if we have to take a loss. If we can increase the gap between us and the playoffs, then we'll be in a very good place, even if we do lose. But we are 33 minutes in. Gary Cahill's just currently walked off the pitch. He's struggling with an ankle injury. But let's bring our guest in, Keith Thomas. We are 33 minutes in. Took us a while to get going, Keith, but in the last 10 or 15 minutes, we've been very dominant. It said that we had 70% possession. We're switching the play right to left every occasion. But nothing, no real good. We have no shot on target at the moment.
No, they've been really physical as well, aren't they? I mean, they're targeting Zamora. He's picked up a knock. I think Dom picked up a knock as well, and now Gary. So they've come out the blocks. They've been very physical with us, and these knocks are a little bit concerning. But we are controlling the game a bit more now. It was a shame about Richie. I always call him Richie. I don't know why. Ryan Christie.
Chance here for chance coming in the box. Just hold it there, Keith. Redding, ball coming in the box. Ball's ping-ponging around. Gary Cahill. No, Lloyd Kelly got a head on it and it was out of Jack Stacey and he's cleared it. Sorry to interrupt you there, Keith.
No, it's Drinkwater's bullying, isn't he?
Is that, if teams are looking at us unbeaten in 14, might be unbeaten in 15 this evening, teams are going to look at us and think, how can we beat Bournemouth? Now, I'm not saying that players go out there looking to injure players, but they sometimes go, let them know you're there early on. I mean, is that going to be a potential tactic for some teams to maybe unsettle that attacking rhythm that we have?
I think so. I think certainly Reading are looking at this tonight and thinking, right, we're gonna be physical with people and either try and suck us in and try and get cheap yellow cards and all that. You know what, Jeff? He'll be his blood will be boiling after the Zamora challenge, which was awful. And Zamora's not the biggest guy, and they'll think they can bully him, but we know he's a brave lad and he's struggled on. He's limping a little bit, but it is a tactic. The referee needs to protect us more, certainly in the first 15. That challenge, it warrants a yellow, but nonetheless, Drinkwater later with the obstruction, he knew what he was doing. They're just trying to bully us a little bit. So it might be we look at Pearson coming on second half and really give them a physical battle in that midfield as well, where we were losing the ball a little bit.
Just hold fire there. Well, Ryan Christie's on the right-hand side. He plays it back to Jeff Lerma, who's being very proactive going forward tonight, but given away by Gavin Kilkenny. He's probably going to foul there. Yep, tactical foul, lost possession. Didn't want to let Reading get on the attack. He's been given a yellow card. We have got 14 minutes to go, Keith, until half-time with some players carrying some knocks. Jordan Zamora seems to have run off the problem, although he's probably not going to want to come off the pitch because he wants to continue that run of performances. Does this game go in 0-0 and Scott Parker sort of evaluate where we're at?
I think he'll still want to win. I mean, Puskas is, they've been so wasteful up front, but he's looking quite dangerous. Obviously, Swift as well. But it's that physical midfield battle. And as much as I love Kilkenny, and hopefully he gets in the Ireland team as well or for the international break, I think this is the time when we might need Ben to really rough them up as well and counter their physicality. And it's a traditional battle tonight, which I didn't see actually coming up. I thought they were a bit more, they were going to play football a lot more. But yeah, there's some questions that Scotty's got to think about. What does he want to do? Maybe he'll be happy with a point tonight and just try and get through and get the players, without a serious injury. But some of their challenges are a little bit naughty. But it's their home game, and there's no love lost between us two.
No.
Great to hear the lads, the over 2,000 that we've taken up there tonight.
Oh, brilliant.
Great to hear them. Yeah, and if we can second half, we can make it like a home game.
Yeah,
and really out-sing them. That's going to really help us as well.
Great shout there. Keith, going to let you go. We've got about 7 minutes until half time. Hopefully we'll get your halftime thoughts, but we will speak to you again this evening. I'm sure of that. Enjoy the game until half time. It is currently a free kick to the Cherries. I'll speak to you soon, Keith.
See you later, mate.
Cheers. So we are 38 minutes and 28 seconds currently watching on Sky Sports, and you are joining us on YouTube live watch along. You might also be joining us live on Twitter as well. There, like Keith just said, there is quite a physical game. There's in that time there's been a yellow card for Jaden Anthony. He sort of said that the Ren player dived. Didn't seem much in it, but could not have been. But there was a yellow card to Jaden Anthony, and now Yeardom has also picked up a yellow card, potentially, not sure. Most tackles, I think it said for Yeardom. So it's a physical game. Good point that Keith just made there. Maybe that's going to be some football team's tactic in how to win against the Cherries. Can they unsettle us? Can they disrupt our rhythm? Can they break the game up? Because once we get into a rhythm, we're clinical, absolutely clinical, and we can punish teams. But we've got if that is going to be a tactic, we've got to try and work that, because it's a long season. We're only 14, 15 games in, and teams will need to find ways to try and beat us. And we've got to try and nullify that problem. But there's a chance here. Jay now, Philip Billing, and he tried to square it for Jeff Lerma. A chance, or a quick chance. It was a no-look pass, sort of, by Jaden Anthony, cut inside, sort of Philip Billing run between defenders. He got inside the box. He tried to pull it back, and it was just intercepted by the defender. That chance come out of nowhere. Again, not a chance on target, but an opening that we didn't take advantage of. Mark Cole, how you doing? Enjoying the game? Not losing. That's a positive. He's just said, showing moments, but haven't got going yet. Yeah, we just haven't really opened that final chance, that clinical chance where we can test the goalkeeper, have we? Nothing on target at the moment. We'll take a look at those halftime stats though, won't we? We'll see how we're going in just a bit, because we are 5 minutes away from halftime. Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 0 in the Championship. Last game today of match day 15. We are dominating the game since the 20th minute. At one point, we had 70% possession, switching the play lovely. Lerma's everywhere at the moment. Ryan Christie's in possession on the right-hand side. He whips it into the box. Again, pretty similar to what John Swift done for Reading. That out-to-in ball, but too much power. And as the players are coming in from the left-hand side, the likes of Jaden Anthony, they're not only dealing with the pace on the ball, but they're dealing with the ball going away from them. And it was just too much. It's a difficult ball. You've got to be timing your run perfectly. Philip Billing was making a run in the box as well. But again, it was too much. Lovely pass previously from Jaden Anthony there. 3 players actually took out the game with that pass. And then Philip Billing looked for Jeff Lerma, who was making a late run into the box. So, yeah, good move there. Wonder where Dom Solanke was in that chance. Number 9 striker. That's where we needed him. But we are on the right-hand side in possession again, dominating possession in this game, in this second part of this first half. Switch of play. Now with Jordan Zamora. He seems okay. He links up with Anthony, 1-2. They always look for each other, don't they? He's got sort of pushed out to the corner flag. Tried across the ball. Looked like the ball went out. It did go out. It's been given a corner. A corner for the Cherries on Jordan Zamora and Jaden Anthony's side. Danny Drinkwater couldn't keep the ball in. Looked like the ref wasn't going to give it at one point. But it definitely was out. Yeah, definitely looked like it was out there. 42 minutes, 23 seconds. And the Cherries have a chance to put the ball in the box. Can we take the lead before half time? Can we nurse some of those challenges that we've taken, but go in with a lead? We might need Ben Pearson in the second half, just like Keith said. We'll see how we get on. Jaden Anthony is over the ball. It's a corner. Gary Cahill's gone for a run round the outside. He's looking for it. He's won the header. It's Dom Solanke! It was a header from Cahill back towards the goal. And Dom Solanke headed from the opposite side of the post into the goal. The defender of Reading tried to keep it out. He couldn't keep it out. And Dom Solanke has his 11th league goal of the season. He's on his way to 20 goals. Dom Solanke again for the Cherries. It is AFC Bournemouth 1, Reading 0. And we needed that. A great ball in from Jaden Anthony. Gary Cahill run round the back post, headed it back to the near post of the corner. Dom Solanke headed it in, and the Reading player tried to keep it out after it had gone in the goal. Cherries are 1-0 up in this game. If you saw that goal, let me know what you think. If you're watching on Sky Sports, that's a big moment for Bournemouth. It's been a tough half. We've taken a lot of challenges, but we have taken the lead just before half time. And that could be a blow for the Reading. How are they going to deal with that? Being 1-0 down at half time after they've put in a strong challenges throughout that first half. And Reading have just gone on the attack from kickoff. It's come into the box, but Puskas has just hit a volley that nearly cleared the stadium. Definitely Rosed. Showing that replay again on the screen at the moment. Gary Cahill's run. No Reading defender followed him. A free header at the back post, headed back towards goal, and Dom Solanke was there to head it in to the net. And he has given the Cherries a 1-0 lead. How are you feeling, Cherries? As it's Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Get in there, AFC Bournemouth Germany. Three minutes have gone up, extra injury time in the first half. And if Bournemouth can go in 1-0, take a look at some of those niggly injuries that we've had to deal with. Be a great way for us to come out in the second half with a lead, and we can manage this game. We've managed it from pretty much the 20th minute. We've been in complete control. Took us a while to get going, but we got there. Solanke again, 11th league goal of the season. Daniel will be happy to see that as well. Dom Solanke, he called it at the start of the season. He said that Dom will do it this season. And do you know what? I challenged him as well. Needed to grow on those 15 goals he got last season. Great start. Been better in the last 25 of this first half. Cameron, get in. Yes, Cherries. Can we remain unbeaten? 15 unbeaten. And if Ren lose, that will send them to the 16th place. W and the G fan. Says there. But we are 1 minute into injury time in this first half. And it is Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Tactical foul on the halfway line. Fine with that. Slow the game down. We're 1-0 up. No pressure on the Cherries. All for Reading to come out and try and change this scoreline around. We can build on this scoreline and manage this game. 46 minutes gone. 51 seconds. At half time, we'll go for a short break. Opportunity to grab a drink. And we'll see if we can get any fan reaction at half time to that first half. See if anyone will join us. So make sure you stay with us. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button as well. Reading are coming on one final attack in this first half, but well defended by Jaden Anthony. He's been very good in the last 25 minutes, Jaden Anthony. Some excellent work. Goalkeeper's way out of his box at the moment to collect that ball, but currently running back to his box as we're in possession. Was there a chance for someone to have a 50-yard shot? Not really. Didn't get it out of our feet when we got in control, did we? But the goalkeeper of Reading was a long way from home. He's currently in possession now, though. And he's just kicked it up the pitch. And it's in possession for the Cherries. We are nearing the end of this first half. And the Cherries, unbeaten in 14, looking for 15. And the referee has just blown that whistle. And we are going in at half-time, 1-0 to the Cherries. So we got that goal. A positive start to this first half. We are enjoying this watch along with you as well. We will be coming back very, very soon to take a look at those stats, talk about that goal, and we'll also hopefully get some guests on as well. But thank you for joining us in that first half. Subscribe if you're new, hit the like button as well. We're just going to take about a 4-minute break and we'll see you very soon. So grab a drink, come back, enjoy the second half with us. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back. Grab a drink. What you're drinking. Be interesting to know what you're drinking for this game. Saturday evening. AFC Bournemouth 1, Reading 0. Let's just put it on the screen, shall we? It was a physical first half. We're going to take a look at those stats in a minute. Our team, the Cherries, we took some tough challenges in that first half. John Zamora, he was hobbling, an ankle injury. Dom Solanke landed funny after trying to win a header. Gary Cahill got tackled from behind. He had to go off a few times and get treatment. And do you know what? It's not just been physical at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. It's been physical in this watch along. Just through celebrating, I hurt my hand. I don't know how. I cut myself. I actually cut myself celebrating. But we're going to get those stats on the screen in just a moment. Right, for the first time this evening, though, shall we try and go to... Let's bring in some guests, shall we? Let's bring on my first guest. He's been on this evening already. We've got Keithy T, 1-0. But before I come to you, Keith, and we'll have a look at those stats in just a moment. So we go live to the Select Car Leasing Stadium, or as we used to know it, the Medeski. Let's see if we can bring Morgan Scott in. How you doing, Morgan? Can you hear me okay?
Hello.
How's the game? 1-0 to the Cherries. Took a while to get going. How was it for you?
Very good. I think going into half time, if you can hear me, AFCB were very lucky to get a goal. To be fair, I think we've been really flat so far, and I think going into the second half we've got to be better in the possession. I think it's a bit like Stoke where we started slow, but I'm hoping we'll thrive on now and get these 3 points back to Bournemouth, because Reading's a bit of a shithole, if I'm honest with you.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute. Morgan, we'll try and catch up with you later.
I have no idea what you said. I can't really hear you. I hope you can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can. It's just a nice away day. We've been here for maybe 4 or 5 hours now, and it's just nice to be back, getting behind the boys, and it's what it's all about. So, but yeah, I can't really hear you, so I'll jump off, but I'll get back on when I get a bit better reception.
We'll catch you later. Right, before we get going on that half-time stat, I just want to put a mention out there. I know Morgan just made a few comments there for Cherries Red Army. No offence, hopefully no offence has been taken there. We're not commenting, saying anything about Reading personally. So yeah, just want to put it out there. Apologies for anyone who potentially is watching this or they watch it back. We do apologise for any comments made there that have been about potentially Reading as a place, because I've actually been there. It's okay. It's fine. Anyway, Keith, so first half, 1-0 in the end. I did speak to you halfway through that first half and said, will we go in potentially winning this game? Take a very good goal as well to score and take that lead.
Yeah, Dom being brave, getting there. What a header from Gary as well. Headed it down, cushioning it down, and then Dom on the end of it. He wanted it more. So, that's hopefully taking the stinging out of the game. Be interested to see what changes they're going to make we're going to make in the second half. Gary might be carrying the knock now as well. So, there's a number of players out there that are beating the walls at the moment. So, does Scotty change it up? Obviously, it's dependent on the physio and what they're saying and how the players are feeling. But that goal was just taking the sting out of it. But we were in control, as you said. The first 15, they came at us, and then we got more and more into the game. But it's second half now, and hopefully we can push on. And all the guys up there sounding really good boys. Sounds like a home game. So hopefully Reading will be quiet for the second half as well. So, yeah.
Let's just catch up with some of the chat then that's going on. So we've got Stephen says, can we do an Arsenal not lose a game in the Championship? The Invincibles. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Watching over, I had to pause your stream to make sure the timing was the same. Yep. I'll keep letting you know where I'm at minute by minute, so you can try and sync yourself with me on this watch along. Thoughts on Macondes being given a chance if we lead comfortably? maybe there are changes to be made. Can we potentially bring Pearson on just to give her that, like Keith said, maybe that physicality that we need? Got Sammy, who's popping in, evening all, currently at the BIC in the interval of the Ant Middleton tour. Thought I'd pop in and say hi. Hope you're enjoying your evening, and thanks for popping on. And then we've also got, what about Blackpool being in 6th place? Never thought they'd reach there in 9 games, and they were terrible before the first international break. They've turned their season around. Great win this afternoon. Very tight decision, whether or not it was a corner. I thought it was initially. The replay, yeah, maybe it was a tight decision. And we've just got, what are we drinking? We've got Pepsi Max going on here. We've got some mixed fruit cider, JD with ice. It's a Saturday evening, Keith. We're unbeaten in 14, looking to go for unbeaten in 15. Should we have a look at some of those stats, Keith?
Yeah, let's have a look at them.
So ball possession at the moment at half-time is 59% to the Cherries, 41% to Reading. 4 shots, each 1 on target. That is for Bournemouth. 2 off target for Bournemouth, 3 off target for Reading. 2 corner kicks, each 1 offside for Reading. More fouls towards Reading than us, but 2 yellow cards given to the Cherries. Passes, 246 against Reading's 162, with an 83% accuracy. And finally, possession lost 73 times. But to be honest, Keith, when you're in possession that much, you are going to give the ball away more. But like you said there, the interesting stat there is 4 shots each, 1 on target. That's the goal. That's Dom Solanke. And Puskas, who hasn't scored a goal yet for Reading this season, missing their chances.
Certainly not living up to his namesake from years ago. So, no, they've been wasteful. They've got into opportunities, but just been wasteful. But Dom, he's just on fire at the moment. He really is. 11 goals now in the league.
Yeah.
And just bravery and hunger and wanting it more, and that's why he's getting the goals at the moment. He hasn't had a lot to feed off. It's been, as I say, an attritional battle in the middle of the park. They've been physical. They're trying to stop us to play, but great set piece. What a vast difference from last season, where our set pieces were absolutely awful. This season, we're starting to get some results, so that's great work on the training field that's been done there. So, you know, this is what it's all about. It's about margins, and we put ourselves ahead, and let's push on and be interested to see what changes he's going to make, if at all.
So what happens in this second half? How do we approach it? We've got a 1-0 lead. Do we potentially dominate the ball and just keep the ball? Every time we're in possession, there's less chance of us conceding a goal. Or do we get back on the front foot? How we finish the last 25 minutes? Do we start the second half and try and get that second to give a bit more breathing space?
It depends on what changes he's going to make. I personally think certainly for the first 15 minutes, this puts some more pressure on them. It's a sucker punch always to concede before the half time. And then let's assess it from there. If we haven't made any changes, he might go to a back 5 and bring in Meps in there just to solidify it. He might look to also, as I say, we've been talking about him, is Pearson, just to give us some physicality. You know, Gavin is a wonderful player. He's a flair player, but sometimes in these games, you need that guy that's going to give us some physicality. He's cultured on the ball as well. It's not like we're bringing on someone who's just going to just win the ball back for us. But I would go, as I say, I like getting on the front foot. Let's get on the front foot again, get a second one, really suck the energy out of them, and then 65 minutes, let's see where we are at. But it all depends on how Zamora is. He's going to be rested up over the half time, and it might stiffen up, and we don't want to risk him as well. We've got a midweek game coming up, and then we've got next Saturday as well. It's all, this is what you pay your big bucks for, and Scotty's been pretty solid on his decision making. So be interested to see, but I would just keep going at them. They look shaky at the backs, particularly their fullbacks. And Anthony's starting to get some, he's starting to influence the game. I thought Phil in the first half his influence was starting to show as well. He looked great defending tackle in that first half, but he's starting to pull the strings there.
One change. We're going into this second half, kicking off very soon. Reading are going to kick off. The referee's just about to blow his whistle. Gavin Kilkenny has come off the pitch. One change, Ben Pearson, Keith. So before I let you go and start to enjoy the second half, Ben Pearson's on already for Gavin Kilkenny. Reading have just kicked off. So if you just want to sync yourself in line with myself, Reading have kicked off in the second half. Ben Pearson on for Gavin Kilkenny, Keith.
It's what we thought. Scottish obviously realised, look, they're going to be quite physical. And Ben will shield that. He's going to be shielding Cahill. If he's carrying a little bit of a knot, it helps him out. And we could really win the ball and then get Jeff in and Phil in and put some pressure on them, because they do look shaky at the back.
David has just popped into the chat. I'm going to let you go just after this question, Keith. Who wins this match this evening?
I think it's us. I really do think it's us. I think we're going to get another goal.
Are you going to keep your score prediction, or are you going to adjust it? I'll allow you to adjust it.
I think I'll be really pleased with a 2-0.
Excellent. Great to have you on this halftime talk, Keith. We'll speak to you later on. Pop in through this second half if you wish to. And let's hope the Cherries can continue to stay winning in this game. Speak to you soon.
Cheers, Cookie.
See you later. Brilliant. Fantastic. Let's just catch up with the chat. Going to come back. Looks like Mitrovic got another hat-trick today. AFC Bournemouth, Germany. So Dom Solanke's in the goals, but he's chasing someone. He's chasing Mitrovic for the golden boot. Wow. Stephen Dyer, he said maybe Lewis Cook giving a run out if we get another one. Be a good shout, actually. If we were to get another goal or two, it'd be an opportunity to get some match time into Lewis Cook. It'd be great to see Lewis Cook back on the pitch again. I went for a 2-1 at the start, David. Come back to your question there. And I'll stay with 2-1. I know we're looking for a 7th clean sheet on the road. But yeah, let's stay with 2-1. Reading are currently in possession in the Cherries half. But Jeff Lerma wins it back. Of course he does. The magnificent Jeff Lerma. We did so well to keep Jeff Lerma this season. Just gave us an extra bit of boost that we kept his quality in our team. Got a drink there from Davey, I think. Come on, the Cherries. Easing the sore throat after Dom's goal. Great goal. Dom's on fire. Always got to be cautious. This is the Championship, isn't it? And anything can happen. Any mistake, any silly red cards, and the tide can turn. But at the moment, we're in control. Been in control for the last 25 minutes of this half. And we are trying to get in control early on. So we are at 47 minutes and 55 seconds. If you are watching and trying to keep up with us, it's currently gone over to Ryan Christie on the right-hand side. He's tried to square it, come off the Reading defender's foot, and ended up going towards the goalkeeper. Dom Solanke was making a run into the box, but because of that deflection, it ended up going to the goalkeeper's hands. We are in the second half in match day 15 of the Championship. Last game of the day. You'll see it on the screen now. Coming up, it's AFC Bournemouth 1, Reading 0 in this second half. And you'll also see the other scores today on the banner at the bottom. Also subscribe to Cherries Red Army. If you're new to the channel, watching for the first time, we're trying to get to 700 subscribers. Also hit the like button. Trying to get to 50 likes on this watch along. Ben Pearson is the first substitute in this game. He's come on for Gavin Kilkenny. That's because the game is quite physical. Reading have made it physical. A few challenges went in the first half. A few knocks the Bournemouth players picked up. Jordan Samora, Gary Cahill, Dom Solanke. And maybe Scotty Parker saying, you be physical. All right, I'll bring someone on that's quite physical. We'll see how you like it. Let's see how we go. But Reading down the right-hand side for Reading. Crossed. Lloyd Kelly tried to cut it out. Got enough on it. Mark Travers retrieved the ball and we're in possession. We are now, as we look at the screen, shooting from right to left in red and black stripes, our home kit. Reading are in blue and white horizontal stripes, now shooting from left to right as you watch on the screen. If you are watching on Sky Sports, the only place to see it. But if you're joining us for this watch along, you're very welcome. Comment in the chat any questions you have. How you feeling? Are you nervous? Are we going to stay unbeaten? Will Dom score another goal? Will Ryan Christie, will he get his first goal for the Cherries? Ben Pearson's already settled himself into this game. He's taken up that Gavin Kilkenny holding midfielder role, and he is going to win the ball back at every opportunity. He'll give us a bit of bite, a bit of aggression, but the referee has handed out a few cards already in this game, so we do need to be careful. Reading on the ball in their own half. Long kick from the goalkeeper. Reading still in possession. A long diagonal to the right, and it was too much behind the Reading attacker. It's come out for a throw-in. Jordan Samora's got the throw-in. He looks okay now. He struggled early on after a bad challenge from Laurent, but he's okay. He seems to have run it off, and he's been fantastic, Jordan Samora, this season. Goals, attacking quality that he has. Defending is improved. And we are down Jordan Samora's left-hand side as Dom Slanky and Phil Billup link up. It's a cross by Philip Billing. The goalkeeper's dived, got a slight hand on it, deflected it out to the right-hand side with Jeff Lerma. He's crossed it back in, cleared by the Reading defender. And it's back out, back down the right-hand side. But now with Ejaria, Reading, they're going backwards instead of forwards. There's a slide there from Jeff Lerma. He wins it back. Christie, he flicks it to Dom Slanky. Jaden Nante's come off the left-hand side. He's trying to get involved. Dom Slanky, corner ball. Goal kick. Dom Slanky went side to side with the Reading defender, tried to win the ball, got his foot on it, went out. Anthony really came off that left-hand side there. But what happened is he came into a lot of traffic. Couldn't find a decent pass on to play anyone through. Couldn't get a shot away. And in the end, nothing came of it. Jaden Anthony, he's been good today. There's been some games recently where he's gone missing. Didn't have the best game, I didn't think, against Stoke City. Didn't do anything bad. But it just wasn't the Jaden Anthony we've seen previously this season. But he has that quality and he's been very good tonight. He's been very active. He's been doing his stuff going backwards, which is what he's doing now, trying to defend it. It's a ball in from Reading from the right-hand side. It's John Swift. We're trying to claim it's a handball. No, it's Puskas at the back post. It was a high ball into the box from the right-hand side for Reading, down Jordan Samora's side. It was a high ball. It's showing the replay now. He took on Jaden Anthony. Lofted, not a lot of pace. Jack Stacey went for the header. Didn't get anything on it. Puskas, he's reached for it. I think Gary Cahill threw himself at it. No, Lloyd Kelly did. Lloyd Kelly and Puskas stretched. Guess where it went? Puskas' shot. No goals this season for Reading. Over the bar. They've actually given a corner. Maybe it got a Lloyd Kelly foot on it. For me, it was more of a Puskas miss than it was a Lloyd Kelly defence. And he's struggling to score goals this season. He's had 3 chances in this game. Maybe either gone well wide or well over. But great defending from Lloyd Kelly. Captain, star man in the preview. Excellent performances this season from Lloyd Kelly. And he threw himself. It was given a corner, but it was a 50-50. Both players put their foot on it. Just showing it now. Puskas threw himself at it. Lloyd Kelly threw himself at it. Could have gone either way. Ref gave a corner. Not sure. We defended it anyway. We are back on our way. Ben Pearson with a long diagonal left, trying to get Jaden Anthony into play. Defender heads it away though. Philip Billing picks up the pieces. Jaden Anthony. Billing. Left hand. Side. Anthony. No, Zamora. Anthony. Is that a penalty? Zamora still got the ball. He initially went down from a challenge. Wasn't a lot in it. Maybe looked for it. Kept the ball in though. Stopped it from going out for a goal kick. They were sort of arm to arm linking. Zamora didn't ask for a lot, got back up, continued to play. And it's Reading 0, Bournemouth 1 with a Cherries corner now in the second half. The first corner. We scored our first goal in this game through a corner taken by Jaden Anthony. And Jaden Anthony's over this one again. This time it's gone short. It's got Christie and Ben Pearson involved. And Jaden Anthony tried to get Ryan Christie involved again. A triangle play there that didn't quite come off, and Anthony overcooked it, overhit it. It's gone out for a Reading goal kick. 55 minutes gone. 12 seconds on the clock. And it's Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 1. Second change coming. Scott Parker's not hanging around. And he has taken off Jaden Anthony for Jamal Lowe. Interesting. Thought Jaden Anthony's had a pretty good game this evening. Let me know what you think if you are watching the game. Jaden Anthony's come off the pitch. Probably not anything in particular. Maybe it's a different tactic here to get Jamal Lowe in this game. But Jaden Anthony has come off. 2 substitutions already for Scott Parker after 55 minutes and 50 seconds. Sometimes we say that managers take too long to make changes. Hesitant, not this evening. Scott Parker's seeing something he's not enjoying at the moment, even though we're winning it up, and he's making changes. Ben Pearson, that's quite obvious, I think. I think we can accept that one for Gavin Kilkenny because of the physicality of the game. But Jamal Lowe, does that give us a different type of attack? Be interesting to see what you think. Jamal Lowe has come on for Jaden Anthony. Free kick to the Cherries, though. Foul on Ryan Christie. We'll take a look at the second half stats. Currently in this game in just a moment. Other scores in the Championship are currently on the banner. Fulham beat West Brom 3-0. 3-horse race. Now looks like a 2-horse race. Early into the season, though. Long, long way to go. But Fulham won 3-0. That was a Mitrovic hat-trick. Blackpool beat Sheffield United. They've continued their good form. They're now in the playoff. Huddersfield won 1-0 against Millwall. They've taken themselves back into the playoffs after a bad day out at Dean Court. We're all back on the attack. Jamal Lowe now. First time in this game. Down the left. Squares it across. Solanke! Oh! Didn't really get hold of it. Had space. Was about 16 yards out inside the penalty box. Looked to hit it right to the goalkeeper's bottom right, but didn't get connection. The Reading defender threw himself down on the floor. It hit him. And that, you have to say, was a chance in this game. Jamal Lowe's first real attack since he's come off the bench for Jaden Anthony. Got himself loads of space down the left-hand side. Wasted no time in sticking it back in the box. And Dom Solanke couldn't put away his chance. We've got an opportunity again, though. Jack Stacey down the right this time. Working with Ryan Christie. Can't make anything happen, though. Reading have defended that one. Great work from Philip Billing, by the way, in that play. It was a sort of some more kick up the pitch, but Philip Billing slid and then ended up getting Jamal Lowe into the game. And you have to say that was a good chance for Solanke. A very, very good chance. But Jamal Lowe, he's wasted no time in getting in this game. And it's Jamal Lowe! First goal for the Cherries. He had it in the left-hand side. He got inside the box, right to left, nice and low. Looked like it went through the defender's legs. Keeper had no chance. AFC Bournemouth 2, Reading 0. Great substitutions from Scotty Parker. You got to say, he has got this spot on. Ben Pearson's come on. He's got control in the middle. Jamal Lowe's come on. He's taken 4 minutes. And he has got his goal for the Cherries. And it's not his first goal. It's his second goal because he scored at Bristol City. It's Jamal Lowe's second goal for the Cherries. Correction there. Great finish. Didn't go through the Reading defender's legs. It went round him. Great finish. Scored loads of goals for Swansea last year. You can see why Scotty Parker wanted to bring him in. Second goal for Jamal Lowe and the Cherries. And a second goal for AFC Bournemouth in this game. What a goal. What a player he's going to be this season for us. How are you feeling in the chat? Unbeaten in 15. We are on the road. It's going to take a lot now to break that. I said that. Reading, they're going to need to score more than one goal in this game today because I felt like we were going to score goals. And we are now 2-0 up after 60 minutes. Just what Scott Parker asked for in the changing rooms. I'm sure of that. Go out there, get a second, give us some more breathing space. Let's kick on. Reading 0, Bournemouth 2. You have got it. Dom Solanke got the first. Jamal Lowe, he got the second. Both goals, quality. First one, a team-worked goal. Second one, individual brilliance from Jamal Lowe. Dan's gone, let's go. Let's go unbeaten in 15, shall we? The Cherries are not stopping. What a sub. Got it spot on. Do you know what? He acted. And do you know what? Jaden Anthony was doing nothing wrong. He was having a very good game, I thought. Influential in the goal with the corner. Doing some good stuff down the left-hand side. Got Billing into some positive areas in the first half. But maybe Scott Parker saw something that Lowe could offer. And he's come on that pitch. And he's made an instant impact. He did it at Bristol City. Started. No one expected Jamal Lowe to start. And he started and he got that goal at Bristol City. First time finish. Both goals that Jamal Lowe's got for Bournemouth this season have been absolute class finishes. And we're going to need players like Jamal Lowe, like potentially Ben Pearson, Lewis Cook's on the bench. We're going to need a squad. 15 games in. There is a lot of games to go. That was an interception by Phil Billing for the goal. He won the ball back after a miscontrol by the Reading midfielder. Looked like Danny Drinkwater. Jamal Lowe picked it up, faced up the defender, went round him instead of through him, and curled it round the goalkeeper. Great finish. Great finish by Jamal Lowe. Second goal for the Cherries. Second goal in this game. It was given away by the experienced Danny Drinkwater. We're AFC Bournemouth. We're top of the league. We are. And potentially 9 points away from the playoffs. What a great buffer to have at this stage in the season. Thanks for joining us, Davey. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're enjoying the game. Another victory for Bournemouth. I can sense it. It's going to take a lot now for Reading to beat us. John Swift has gone missing in this game since the 20th minute mark. Was busy in the first 20 minutes, less so since then. We are dominant and we've dominated possession for a large part of this game. Second half of the first half. And we started in the same vein in this second half. How you doing, Miranda? Thanks for joining us on the stream. Come on, you cherries. Jams baller. Love it. One more goal needed to calm my nerves. Yeah, it's a difficult scoreline, 2-0 sometimes. It's a difficult scoreline if you look like you're under pressure. At the moment, we don't look like we're under pressure with Puskas not being able to put any sort of attempts on target. Maybe John Swift can, if he scored a goal out of nowhere, we don't want to give away silly set pieces, anything like that where they could potentially score a goal. I don't see them really opening us up or anything like that. I know they had a few half chances in the first half, where the Puskas stretched for. But maybe if they do score in this game, it's going to come from a set piece, a free kick, a corner. But yeah, if we can get a third, that'll make life a lot easier for us. Was it 2,000 Cherries fans at the Select Car Leasing Stadium? Great following, getting behind the team, helping the team, because the team need us and we need the team. We're playing as a team. And what have we said? Players coming off the bench, starting, making a difference, playing their part. It feels very, very, I don't really want to talk a lot about it, but it feels very familiar, very together. Everyone's in it. Everyone wants to achieve the same objective. That's promotion in the right way. Jeremy, thanks for joining us. Jamal Lowe, such a game changer. Great goal. Scott Parker got it right, didn't he? What did he cost us? A couple of mil? Something like that. Scored against Bristol City. Scored this evening after 4 minutes being on the pitch. Great contribution. Great impact. Great finisher. Scored lots of goals for Swansea last year. Can see exactly what our scouting team and Scott Parker, the reason they wanted to bring him in. Be great to get you there, AFC Bournemouth, Germany. So we'd love to be able to go to a game once, but it isn't cheap, especially travel costs. And if a game looks promising to go and the way tickets get sold out, it's so difficult. So difficult. And when the Cherries or any team are doing well, naturally, there is more following. It's just how it works. But, you know, hopefully you can get to a game. We want to get as many of you to a game as possible. And hopefully you can enjoy this special moment we're having this season. We thought it was going to be a tough season, didn't we? How long left? So we've got 65 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock with a Reading corner. We've got 25 minutes left in this game, plus injury time. And we've defended the Reading corner well. Not only that, we've ended up winning a free kick after clearing the ball out of the box through Jamal Lowe, who at the moment is potentially putting himself in line for a man of the match performance. I'd love to know who you think man of the match is at the end of this game. This is exactly what we ordered, what we wanted. We didn't want to come out, sit back, be passive. We wanted to be proactive. We wanted to be positive, and we have been. And we are dominating possession. We are in possession again. A loose ball there, though, by Ryan Christie. Very high on back towards our own goal. Jordan Samora has calmed it down. He's brought the ball out of the air and he's gone, I'll have some of that. Get that out of the pitch. Not hanging around here. Should we take a look at that league table? What it potentially will look like in 30 minutes time. It stays the way it is. The Cherries will be on top of the Championship, remain top of the Championship, 5 points clear of Fulham. We will be on 37 points. Fulham are on 32. They beat the team below them, West Brom 3-0 today, a Mitrovic hat-trick, and they are on 28 points. That would give us a buffer between us and the playoffs, a nice buffer going into a midweek game against Preston North End at home. And following that will be another home game against Swansea. No reason that we can't pick up another 6 points after this game. I know I'm sounding confident, but we have to be. The way we're playing, the way we're taking our chances. Another poor challenge there, by the way, by Ryan Christie, by the Reading left back. Christie right on the touchline, the right-hand side. Kicked the ball sort of towards the centre of the pitch. And as he done that, the Reading defender left a mark on Ryan Christie, stood on his foot, ankle. Looks like an impact injury that Ryan Christie's going to run off. But, you know, Reading showing that physicality again that we don't want to see. Other scorelines in the Championship: Fulham 3, West Brom 0. Bristol City, they got their first win at home this season. They won 2-1 against Barnsley. Derby 1, Blackburn 2, Huddersfield 1, Millwall 0. They went back into the playoffs. Hull City 0, Coventry 1. We're back on the attack here with Billing, loose ball trying to play it to Jamal Lowe. We've got Borough 0, Birmingham 2. Birmingham back to winning ways. Preston 2, Luton 0 at home. Sheffield United, they lost at home 1-0 to Blackpool. Cardiff without Mick McCarthy, 3-3 at Stoke. And also Peterborough lost 3-0 as well in the Championship. But we are 69 minutes in, 10 seconds. We've got a happy Keithy Thomas coming on.
Oh, Mr. Lowe. Mr. Lowe.
We criticise managers sometimes for not making substitutions, don't we? And he saw the physicality of this game and how it was playing out. Ben Pearson came on for Kilkenny. And I think that is probably the one thing with Kilkenny that he lacks at the moment, which he has time to grow into, is that physicality. Pearson comfortably started this second half almost like he played the first. And then Jamal Lowe came on after 55 minutes, Keith, and I thought Anthony's having a pretty good game, actually. But Jamal Lowe came on instantly, made an impact, created a chance for Dom, and scored a wonderful goal.
Beautiful. But that's what you pay your big bucks for. And obviously, Scotty knows. He must have been thinking ahead. Obviously, we've got Preston next, and maybe saw something that he thought I could take advantage of. But, we're just suffocating them. They can't get out. When they do get out, they're offside. That line that we hold is brilliant. Kelly's having a monstrous game, and Jeff's having a just superb in that, just dominating that midfield now. And all of a sudden, the complexion of the game looks so different. Complete control here. I can't see him scoring. Maybe we can nick another one just to calm our nerves. But brilliant substitutions there. Really just read the game so right. And be interested to see if he brings on Meps. He's tinkering with it, thinking about it. Maybe go to 3 at the back, or he may just take Gary off, give him a rest as well, think about the next game, and just shore it up and take the
chance of Billing. Shot by Billing, saved by the keeper. Just didn't catch the save properly there. Phil Billing, 25 yards out. Keeper went down to his left-hand side. Didn't get hold of it, but it just went past the post. A chance there. Let's just get this right then, Keith, and just make sure it's not just me. That substitution, Jayden Anthony for Jamal Lowe, it wasn't a substitution that Jayden Anthony wasn't having a good game. I mean, he had the court. He was part of the first goal, taking the corner. Is it just something that Scotty Parker saw that maybe Jamal Lowe could have a different attacking input and a different dimension, and that's the reason they made the sub?
I think he's identified a weakness there. That fullback position looks really weak, and he's just thinking, I'm going to bring on a different problem here. Jamal is a quick player, and when he gets his opportunities, he's clinical. And I just think he saw something there, and he thought, I can exploit that. And that's great tactical thinking there. They look at all 6s and 7s. They can't get out. That's the other thing as well. And so we're maintaining that press again, and it's just what you pay your big bucks for a manager. And I have to say, Scotty, in confidence, and he's learnt a lot from Fulham, and he's just growing into this role. I mean, the little waves he gives when we sing for him, and he's just. I think this could be his home. Maybe I was reading about his time at Fulham, and their director of football, I think, had different ideas from what he did, and I think he was quite controlled by that. Here, he's got like we were saying on your podcast last time, he's got a like-minded guy, and obviously Richard Hughes. He wants to play attacking football and a progressive football. Possession is also defensively sound as well as attacking, and it's coming off. Now, there was a question earlier, can we go on unbeaten? That's a really tall order to ask. I mean, we got Fulham in December, haven't we?
Yeah.
And that is going to be one hell of a game. And let's not discount Preston, and we've got and Swansea as well. None of these games are easy, but we're just, the way we're controlling. Neil Dawson on the Back of the Net podcast was talking about this smothering, unrelenting play that we're doing, and it's just suiting us so well and getting on the front foot. And then when we need to, we can just control it from there on in. But the wind's been taken out of their sails, and it's all coming good, I think.
Fantastic. Well, Patrick says, I love you, Lowe. And do you know what, Keith? We love you too. And we're going to see you hopefully after the game, and hopefully a Cherries win. Thanks for popping in, giving us your insight. 74 minutes gone. We'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon, Kirky.
Enjoy the last 16 minutes. See you soon. Keep your tea there, giving us his thoughts. The Cherries are 2-0 up. It's Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. 74 minutes gone, 35 seconds. I'm currently watching on Sky Sports, and you're currently watching Cherries Red Army Watch Along. Thank you for joining us. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Help us try and get to 700 subscribers. Also, hit the like button. Can we get to 50 likes? What have we got in the chat? Let's catch up. Let's speed up. We've got Bothwell. I can't even see the second part. Let's go with Bothwell. The Cherries took my heart. Great game. More 3 points in the bag. Thanks for joining us. Jeffrey Charlton says champagne football at its best. Yes, it is. It's great. When we're in this form, and we've been brilliant since the 20th minute. We have been dominant since the 20th minute. We are clinical once we open up those chances. Once we score that first goal, that just opens up more. And then we seem to get a second. You know, at home, we at least score 2 goals every home game. On the road, not as much, but we've got 6 clean sheets, nearly 7 on the road. That's a good platform. We know that teams are probably going to have to score 1 or 2 goals to beat us. The crowd are in great form. Can't hear any home support. No, 2,000 Cherries there. Probably sound like the home team. I can't hear the crowd at the moment. But I absolutely 100% agree that you're absolutely right. And the Cherries will be singing loud and proud on the road this evening in the Championship on a Saturday evening. And it's going to be another beautiful weekend for the Cherries, with the Reading on the attack at the moment down the right-hand side. And also to bring us up to speed in this game, it looks like Chris Mepham is on this pitch. It does look like number 6, Chris Mepham, is in there as well. Missed that substitution, so let me know who Chris Mepham came on for if I can't work it out. And I'm sure we'll take a look in a moment. Did he come on for Jordan Zamora? It does look like he came on for Jordan Zamora. So maybe Jordan was carrying that knock from the first half. And with that 2-0 lead that we have now, and a little bit more comfortable, maybe Scotty Parker's protecting. Chris Mepham's definitely on this pitch, and Jordan Zamora isn't. And Philip Billings getting involved. Dom Solanke's down the right-hand side. He's brought the ball out the air. He's keeping control of it. He's improved that part of his game, holding the ball. He's brought Ryan Christie back into play. He's slowed everything down. It's now with Ben Pearson. He came on for Gavin Kilkenny at half-time because of the physicality of this game and how it was in the first half. Ryan Christie, Jeff Lerma, he's been brilliant again tonight. Backwards and forwards. Right as well. He's been an awful lot right in the first half down Jack Stacey's side. We are now in possession still with Jamal Lowe keeping the ball. Chris Mepham, he's a right-footed defender, but he's playing left back. Yeah, we're used to that. Well, we used to be, didn't we? Used to have right-footed players playing left back. Chris Mepham doesn't really have that in him to go forward though, but we don't need him to go forward because we are 2-0 up in this game. And we have 13 minutes of normal time left to go. And we will be unbeaten in 15. We will be points clear of Fulham and even more of the playoffs. Reading down the right-hand side where Chris Mepham is defending left back. And that's going to be a corner to Reading. The Cherries fans, I'm sure they're in great spirits. Let's get back to the chat. AFC Bournemouth Germany said, didn't mind seeing Fulham win today, would rather see a gap widening between the playoffs and direct promotion. In the end, all I care about is getting promoted. Absolutely. Of course we want to win the trophy. Of course we want to win the league. But you know what? Second also gets you automatic promotion to the Premier League. And Reading with a corner. Coming in. Big head from Phil Billing. I did say it right. I said big head. Big header from Phil Billing. And is this a goal kick? Well defended by the Cherries. And we are in control. Take your time, Mark Travers. And that enabled me to go back to the chat. Stephen, how are you doing? Top deal will do for me. Also a German man. Get in there. Come on, Stephen. Up the Cherries. How you doing, Neil Whedon? One of our channel supporters on Cherries Red Army. Great supporter of the channel. Cancelo getting a few games now. Do you know what, Neil? I thought he would start after the Bristol City game. But he didn't. But what I love is that he got a great goal in that game. He was brilliant defensively from an attacking point of view. But he was dropped the next game. But look, he's come back into this game. He's come off the pitch and gone, I can show you what I can do again, just like I did at Bristol City. And we're going to need players like that. We had it in 2014-15. We had Jan coming off the bench to replace Pittman. We had Pittman replacing Jan. We had players that would come on, maybe not play every week, but make a difference and play their part. And that's what I think is different this season. We have individual brilliance, but not individual. They're just looking out for themselves and the little clips that they can put on Instagram. And it's all about them. Do you know what? It's all about us. It's all about the badge. Yeah, it's about the cherries. And we're only going to achieve greatness together. Stephen says, thinking of putting a bet on not to lose all season. It'd be great, wouldn't it? It would be great. Braver than me. I think we will lose at some point. But if we've got 10, 11, 12 points gap, it is what it is. I don't mind losing when it doesn't really doesn't damage our league table. Reading in possession on the right-hand side. Ball comes in. Slice shot. Back out to Ajario on the left-hand side now. Reading trying to have one more go at this. They were good in the first 10. Well, they were pretty good in the first 10 minutes of this game without really putting away their half chances. And they're now coming strong in the last 10 minutes. It's with Reading. Right-hand side. They've tried to play it back to the centre midfielder. Intercepted. The defender's gone for an audacious 60-yard shot. That didn't go anywhere. But into the possession of Bournemouth. And Ben Pearson sent Ryan Christie on his bike, who's the furthest man forward at the moment. Ryan Christie, what an engine he has. We defend from the front. And Ryan Christie has added some absolute quality to our team, but work rate as well. Love his work rate. Reading in possession. On the right-hand side, which is Chris Mepham's side at the moment because he's playing left back. He's come on for Jordan Zamora. Reading still in possession. Confirm that. Mepham came on for Jay-Z. Mepham for Jay-Z. Yeah. I don't see us not winning now. I saw us winning at the start of the game before a ball was kicked 2-1. It's currently AFC Bournemouth 2, Reading 0. Will Reading score a consolation? Maybe, maybe not. But I still think we win this game. We've seen a lot of games this season where we've been 2-0 up, conceded a goal, and we've hung on. Not just hung on, we've hung on for a long time. Not 10 minutes. We're talking 30 minutes. We can definitely do this. Andrew, how you doing? We're AFC Bournemouth, top of the league, still unbeaten. Still one of two teams in the English game, unbeaten. Question for anyone in the chat. Any idea what the longest clean sheet streak is in the Championship? Maybe Travers could get it. Well, this will be 7 clean sheets on the road. I think we have to give 1 to Nyland at Hull City. And the 6 go to Travers. And hey, who saw this coming from Travers? I'll put my hands up. Pre-season, start of the season. I thought he needed a loan out. We went in for Woodman. That didn't quite work out because Newcastle had issues with Darlow. Not a full fitness. Travers, by default, probably got his chance to stay in the team. And how he's improved in such a short period of time. Didn't see it coming. Thought it was going to be the weakness in our side. But Mark Travers, I mean, let's give a rating to Mark Travers. Since the transfer window shut, rating out of 10. How good has Mark Travers been since the transfer window shut? Out of 10, rate Mark Travers. Let's get it out there. Definitely. I mean, I'll go for a 9. Don't want to give him a 10. We're only 15 games in, but he's been 9 out of 10. Look at that save he made in the last game at 2. Was it 2-0, 3-0 against Huddersfield? Great. 3-0 we were up. Great save. Fingertip, hit the bar. Made some good saves against QPR, didn't he? Made some fantastic saves against QPR in that game. And he made some great save against Sheffield United. I wasn't at that game, but I believe he made a great save against Sheffield United late on as well. So, yeah, how are you feeling about Mark Travers? 9 out of 10, Daniel says. Someone from Reading in the chat. We don't mind. Anyone is welcome. 84 minutes gone, 45 seconds. You need 2 goals in 5 minutes plus injury time to get anything from this game. 8.5 for Mark Travers from AFC Bournemouth, Germany. But he solved the goalkeeper problem that we thought we had, that we clearly didn't have, because he was under our nose the whole time. 85 minutes gone, 15 seconds. We're going to get reaction after this game. We're potentially going to get reaction from the Select Carlison Stadium after the game. Maybe some happy cherries. Sure, we'll see Keith Thomas again. Get a full-time review action. And we also might get some other fans as well. So stay with us. We want to know who your man the match is if you are watching the game. We want to know how you're feeling if Bournemouth do win this game and do remain top of the league. Another 2-0 lead currently. And we are unbeaten this season on the watch-alongs, on our YouTube channel, and in the Championship. Mark Travers has got the ball. He's laying down. He's taking his time. 6 seconds doesn't really exist anymore, does it? Unless it's on FIFA. Not sure. Doesn't really exist anymore. But we are comfortably seeing this game out, unlike some other games. Cameras are currently on the Cherries fans. They're all standing. They're all singing. They all look happy. It's going to be a late night for them. But they can rest on a Sunday with a Cherries 3 points, top of the league. Ball is currently deep in Reading's half, and Jamal Lowe has given away a tactical foul. Red Army! Red Army! Dom Solanke's just had a shot. Was high. Too high. 22 yards out. And didn't test the keeper. The keeper made an attempt to dive and save for it, but it was not going in the goal. Take a look at those Championship scores at the end of this game and the Championship table. We'll look at those stats. Be interesting to see how many we've had on target. We had a good goal conversion rate at the start of this season. It dropped a little bit because we wasted a few chances in previous matches, but we are back to taking our chances, scoring goals, keeping clean sheets. Keep clean sheets, you don't lose football matches. Basic. Ryan Christie. Jack Stacey sticks the ball down the right side. And Reading are in possession deep in their half. Goalkeeper plays it out to the centre-back. We have every man behind the ball. And every Bournemouth player is in the Bournemouth half. Managing this game. A slip by Lowe. Ball comes in by Reading. A claim for a penalty. Nothing there. Referee not interested. And the Cherries are back in possession. Phil Billing. He's had a good game today as well. Nothing specific from Philip Bingen in this game, but he got the assist for Jamal Lowe. He won the ball back. He fed it to Lowe. He scored. And Phil Billings also picked up pockets where Jaden Anthony found him in the box in the first half. Didn't quite have the final third quality that we needed in the first half. But Phil Billing has been very good in this game without adding any more goals to what he's done already this season. If you're joining us currently, subscribe to Cherries Red Army. Can we get to 700? Just seeing this last replay here. The Reading player enters into the box. The ball's bouncing high and low. He's gone. Lloyd Kelly's gone for a clearance. He did get the ball, Lloyd, but he did also catch the attacker. He's actually hobbling now. He kicked his foot after making connection to the ball onto the Reading player's foot. The Reading player called for a penalty. It was never going to be given, no. But yes, subscribe to Cherries Red Army if you're new. John, how are you doing? Cherries on their way to another victory. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's going to be made even better with another 3 points for the Cherries. Mark Cole said, on this Halloween weekend, we have laid to rest the ghost of last season's match. That 3-1 loss wasn't a great day, was it? It was an awful game. Over at half time, Wilshere came on. We got one goal, I think. But this game, brilliant. And that's now 7 games against Reading. We've won 6 and lost that one from last season. John says, comfortable win tonight. Bring on Preston. Yeah, I mean, I said it last week, I think. I said that we're making some of these matches and some of these teams look bang average. Bang average. And the Championship is not bang average, but we are comfortably winning games. The first 20 minutes, we weren't at our best. Maybe if Reading had a better striker in their team, he might have made the most of the half chances they had. But after that, the last 25 minutes, we grew into the game. We dominated possession, 70% possession in the last 25 minutes of that half. Free kick here by Reading. It's a header by Reading. Great save from Travers. Free kick from Reading. Jack Stacey's side. Right to left, curled in. The Reading attacker just seeing who it is. Again, it was similar to Cahill. He had to sort of head it from behind him. Got a better connection than Cahill did, though, for us in the first half. Not a lot of power on the header, but Travers had to go down to his left, and he made a good save. Parried it away, went out for a corner. We've defended the corner, and that was close. Probably the closest they've come in the second half, definitely. Might have been a header from Scott Dan. What probably let the header down for Reading was it didn't have enough on it. Had no power to take it past Mark Travers, but a great save, and we've defended the corner. We are now in 91 minutes and 55 seconds. There are 3 minutes of injury time added on, and we have 1 minute left. A save from Mark Travers. He's going to get another clean sheet, and so are the Cherries. We are going for 7th heaven in clean sheets. And as John just said, great save, Travers. Another great defensive display from the Cherries. Gary Cahill's been given the man of the match by Sky Sports. Who is your man of the match? We'll get that in the review after the game. We'll get some guests on. And we'll enjoy this victory that is 15 seconds away. Lloyd Kelly's currently limping. We'll have to see what that's all about. We've picked up some knocks tonight in a physical game. Hopefully that's nothing serious for Lloyd Kelly. He's been a brilliant captain for us. Solanke's running the ball out, and the referee blows the whistle, and that is Scott Parker shaking hands with Paunovic, and that is Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. Another 3 points, top of the league, and we are increasing that gap between us and the rest of the pack. Fantastic result for the Cherries. How are you feeling in the chat? We're going to get a proper review after this game. We're going to get some guests on, but I want your immediate reaction to AFC Bournemouth 2, Reading 0. How are you feeling as the full-time whistle went? Let us know in the chat. It's been great to have you with us on this watch-along. We're unbeaten in this watch-along, just like the Cherries are unbeaten this season. Going to get match reaction. Don't miss it. And it's full-time. Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. We're going to get them on the screen in just a bit. Players are shaking hands. The Cherries are happy and they're making their way over to the away fans. 2,000 Cherries fans cheering, happy, going to enjoy their drive back. However, they're getting back home, get back home safe. But the Cherries have won this game 2-0. Another 3 points on the board. We're going to take a look at that league table. We're going to get some final match thoughts from our guests, and you'll see it on the screen in the banner now. And how are you feeling about this game? Let's go to the chat before we get some guests on. So we've got John. He's been joined us late in this stream. Thanks for joining us. Another 3 points and a yes from John. Stephen has gone, cheers, Kirk. And Keithy T, cameo. Morgan as well. And we'll have some more guests. So don't you go away. We're going to have some more guests coming on. Mark Cole's gone 9 points clear of third. It's a lovely gap to have. Keep this winning run going, though. Still winning. W and the G fan as ever. AFC Bournemouth, Germany. Seeing Bournemouth constantly wins makes up for my... Okay. German team. AFC Bournemouth, Germany. So happy. Right, we're going to have a quick break. We're going to get some guests on. Don't go away. More guests, more Bournemouth fans. Happy Bournemouth fans. We're going to react to this latest Cherries win. We'll take a look at that table and we'll enjoy the evening with you. Stay with us. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. We'll see you in just a short 30 seconds, let's say. Let's go with 30 seconds. Let's waste no time. Let's get John Spark on for the first time this evening in the watch along. Couldn't join me on this one. I'm sure he'll join me plenty more. How you doing, John? Another 3 points. You'll see the scoreline on the bottom of the banner. Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 2.
Yeah, fantastic. That was my guess before the game, and I'm really disappointed I didn't put any money on it now, to be honest. My bets haven't really been coming in this week. But yeah, it was kind of a poor start, I think, in terms of Reading did really well in pressuring us in the first sort of half an hour-ish. And fair play to them. They really were working hard pretty much the whole game. But in the end, we had just like a couple of moments of real quality just took the game out of their reach. And there were a few other opportunities that maybe we could have done a bit more with. But this is kind of what Bournemouth have become over this season. It's been maybe some poor moments, but just defensively very solid, and then taking chances when we get them. And it's a fantastic set piece to get the first goal, and then a really nice moment from Jamal Lowe to get the second. A really well placed corner, just one of those kind of finesse shots that you want to take in FIFA and always hope they go in and always go either wide or hit the keeper. And he's placed it beautifully. So yeah, there were some players that maybe weren't at their best today. I think Anthony had a couple of moments, really nice free kick. He played a lovely inside ball to Billing as well. But as I put out on Twitter, he set such a high bar for himself from those early performances that when his rate drops a bit and he sort of plays a 5 or 6 out of 10 game, we've got players to come off the bench and instantly make an impact. It could have been Morgan Rogers. He's been the one that tends to have come on left wing, but Jamal Lowe this time comes on in his probably preferred left forward position and bangs at the back of the net. Really, really had an impact. And Kilkenny, I think, maybe struggled a little bit, getting a yellow card, wanted to be a little bit safe with that. We were 1-0 up. Sensible decision to bring on Pearson. And it's just every decision that Scott Parker makes seems to be coming. Even Chris Mepham. Bringing Chris Mepham on at left back, I honestly did not expect him to play that. I thought he'd shift Lloyd Kelly and Gary Cahill over slightly further left and put Mepham at right centre back. But no, just he comes in, he gets a yellow card late on, but for the most part does a fantastic job, even well out of position at left back. It's just fantastic all round, really, from Scott Parker and his coaching staff.
Stay with us, John. We're going to bring in another guest. He's been joining us throughout the evening. He's been enjoying the game. We got Keith Thomas. How you doing, Keith?
All right, Keithy.
Very, very pleased. Nice to see you, Johnny.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah,
Took a while to
I
get-
haven't seen you since Hull, so
Yes,
happy
that was a
days
while ago.
now.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
Took a while to get going, didn't it, Keithy T? Reading were sort of on the front foot in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, had some half chances. Puskas, a guy that can't finish his dinner. And we then got into the game in the 20th minute and we dominated the final 25 minutes and we took our first goal well. Substitutions then happened. Scott Parker didn't hang around, and really a brilliant performance from Scott Parker.
Absolutely. You know, he's been bullish all week, and he's obviously got every confidence in every player that's in the squad at the moment. And he's introducing these little elements, like John was pointing out. Mepham on the left. Who would have thought that? But I think that could be a feature of seeing players playing in unexpected positions, because 4-3-3 really lends itself to that sort of like playing people that are covering each other and being able to and being confident to play out of position. I think he's really found his feet now, and he's beginning to show why people are starting to sing his praises. And another excellent performance from the team tonight, and that togetherness. And we just controlled it from, as I say, 20 minutes in, started to control it. And honestly, their forward line is really, really shaky. How many offsides? I mean, John Swift, you know, getting offside and he's on the touchline. Can he not see down the line? It's just like they've got scoring problems, I think, if they continue like that. And Puskas is certainly no Ferenc Puskas, is he?
Let's take a look at that. Well, not let's take a look, but let's discuss that first goal, John. Then, when you look at that corner just before half time, Cahill makes an obvious run round the back. That's not completely seen by Reading. No one follows Cahill. Solanke makes a sort of a different run to the near post. If I can remember, he sort of just stays in that spot, just makes a little bit of a movement. The ball's headed back towards where it came from Cahill, and Solanke. I mean, I've claimed to say he's not a natural number 9 striker, but some of the goals he's scoring this season, maybe he's proving me he is a bit of a natural 9 number striker.
Yeah, I mean, if he hadn't scored that one, then there really would have been questions. But it was set up beautifully by Cahill. I think was part of the issue there was Reading doing either it was the man who was meant to pick up Cahill just didn't understand what he was meant to be doing, but it was the kind of thing that you see a lot more recently now with attacking set pieces of corners, is that the players will line up so that the opposition cannot pick out exactly which man they're meant to stick with. And I'm not sure whether they were man marking quite so much, or whether it was more of a zonal thing, but whatever happens, Cahill ended up completely alone at the back post, kind of reminiscent to the other really well worked set piece goal that we scored against Birmingham, except rather than Anthony turning up in the middle of the box, it was Solanke making the Josh King run, I like to call it, but at the near post as opposed to the far post, because that was Josh King's signature move, as he's already done this season for Watford. But it's a really, really well-worked routine. And when you consider how many corners in particular we took short in this game, and a few of them really didn't make anything happen, I think that's our more standard attempt is going to be try and work something short, but now and again we'll make that long ball. And because we vary up so much, it constantly leaves the opposition guessing. And we can easily produce something like that. And it was a really, really well orchestrated move. And Gary O'Neill's turning into this Scott Parker's Jason Tyndall, isn't he? With these set piece routines, and it's working very nicely so far.
The second goal, then, we spoke about it when you came on during the game. Keith, Jamal Lowe came on for Jaden Anthony. Was it something different that Scott Parker maybe saw in Jamal Lowe, offering a different outlet than Jaden Anthony? But Jamal Lowe, he started against Bristol City. He took his finish very well. First time finish in that game. This time he got the ball off Phil Billing and he just lovely stroke it around the defender, past the goalkeeper. Lovely finish, scored a lot of goals for Swansea last year, and you can see why they brought him to the Cherries.
Definitely. There's real quality about the finish, and again, it's that link-up play with Billing as well. And I think he just saw something. He must have seen something and thinking, I'm going to give him a different challenge. And we know that he's also very versatile, Mr. Lowe. He can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can go down the middle. And that unpredictability is becoming a feature of us. And we were talking about it on the last podcast, is if you're defending, who are you meant to be picking up? Who are you meant to, Dom coming deep is sucking people in, and then you've got versatility. Or Christie, he could go into the middle of the park, he can go on wide. He was a bit more quieter tonight, but it's so difficult for defences. They go, do we go high and get physical? Do we go low and allow on space? And that's causing all the problems, I think. And again, it's that flexibility that we've really come on. But I just thought his quality was on that finish was excellent. And, he's taking a claim as well. And it's all good for the going forward because we can bring on options now. Again, Pearson, kept it nice and tidy for us in the middle of the park. And I thought, for me, the man of the match today was Jeff. What a monstrous performance. And Kelly's in with a shout as well, I think. But Jeff, he's just loving it. He's everywhere on the pitch. And there was a moment where a Reading player tried to come in and challenge, and he just bounced off him. He's bulletproof, that lad, and he's not picking up the yellows, the silly yellows. It's a controlled performance. It's aggressive, but he's control, and he's passing, his touch is great. He's just coming on leaps and bounds as well, and I thought he was instrumental in our win today.
Ball possession, 52% in the end to AFC Bournemouth at full time to Rennes 48. We had 8 shots against Reading, but 3 on target for the Cherries. Took 2 of them, 1 on target. That would be the header late on. 5 corners for Bournemouth, 6 to Reading, and passes 456 against 397 with 81% accuracy. Now, if you want to let us know in the chat if you did see the game and you want to give us your man of the match, let us know and I'll show it on the screen. You've just said, Keith, that Jeff Lerma was man of the match. Now, John, on Sky Sports, they gave it to Kerry Cahill. Now, that's 7 clean sheets on the road for us. Mark Travers made a save at the end, and I put Lloyd Kelly as our star man in the match preview. Who is your man of the match?
I haven't really thought about it, but it's quite difficult actually, because I think there were a few sort of very good performances out there, and I think Jefferson Lerm's certainly one of them. I think Lloyd Kelly was immense at the back. I think Gary Cahill, apart from his one mistake and then he got the injury, I think getting the assist certainly puts him a little bit higher up in sort of what you give him as a number. I was actually very impressed again with Jack Stacey at right back. I thought he didn't put a single foot wrong. And when you consider that he was up against a very, very good player in Ajaria, who looked incredibly tidy, I was really pleased with Jack Stacey's performance. And I feel as though there were a couple of chances where he maybe should have been put through to create another assist down the right. I think I'd probably go with Stacey just because I think of how much I really feel as though he really performed in that game against a very strong attack down the left hand side. But you really could have given it to Cahill or Stacey or Lerma. I think those are the men that really stood out. I think Solanke also obviously did a good job up front in his usual fashion.
Yeah.
And I think Billing had a very understated but very, very good performance. And I think, recently he's kind of tailed off a little bit in terms of like the full impact in a game that he often has, because he often hits the headlights for a big tackle or a big assist or a big goal, and that's where people sort of have become a bit more familiar with him as an attacking presence. But of course, he got an assist today with a winning the ball high up, immediately putting it to Lowe and putting it through there. And it looked like he might be a little bit tired as well. I think he could do with a rest at some point, possibly possibly picked up a little niggle at some point, but. Yeah, I think there were 5 or 6 that you could pick out as a man of the match today. But it'd be a tough one. I'll go with Stacey for now. But yeah, it could have been quite a few players.
let's just take a look at those championship results then from today, and we'll also take a look at that table. I'm sure you're looking forward to looking at the table, boys. But we have it's Fulham 3, West Brom 0. That was Fulham second versus West Brom third. Bristol City got their first home win of the season, 2-1 versus Barnsley. Derby 1, Blackburn 2, Huddersfield 1. They went back into the playoffs. Millwall 0, Hull City 0, Coventry 1. They've kept their good form going. Borough 0, Birmingham 2, Preston 2, Luton 0, Sheffield United 0, Blackpool 1. They lost at Bramall Lane. Stoke 3, Cardiff 3, Swansea 3. We've got them next Saturday. Peterborough 0, and as you can see, Reading 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. Should we take a look at that league table, boys?
Look good.
It's going to be a pretty sight. I haven't actually seen if I've lined it up right, but let's see. Look, it is lined up right. And look at those green. Win, 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 win. Love it. AFC Bournemouth, top of the championship after 15 games, 37 points. Fulham on 32 points. West Brom, 28. Coventry, 27. Huddersfield, 24. Blackpool. Don't watch our tier lists from the start of the season. Blackpool won't be sixth. They are currently sixth in the real table, 24 points. Blackburn just outside. They did get a result today, 23. QPR as well, 22. Keefy T, 15 games gone, top of the championship, 5 clear of second, 9 clear of third. I didn't see this coming. Did you?
Not at all. Not at all. I would have been quite happy with playoffs at the moment, but it's just the consistency that we're doing every week. I think you could say most players are minimum 7 out of 10. Most of them are 8s and 9s out of 10s every week. He's been consistent with his lineup. And if you look down from Fulham downwards, everyone is inconsistent, and we're making the early running and putting the pressure on. Certainly Fulham, that's going to be a massive game, obviously, at their place. But everyone's picking up little wins, and then losing or getting a draw, or there's no consistency in this league at the moment. Delighted for Blackpool. That draw doesn't look so not half bad now when you consider how Neil Critchley's moving them up the table, and I think Peterborough will be. I don't see them getting into relegation problems. I think they'll pick up consistency. Hull, on the other hand, look in trouble already, and we got a sense of that at their ground when we were all up there. So, but Coventry, they're free scoring, so delighted to see them up there. But the most important is the red and black, and long may it continue.
Right then, John, we don't concede many goals. There's been lots of chat this evening saying, are we going to be invincibles? When are we going to lose? Now, we've got Preston in midweek. I go into each game now with what I'm seeing this season, thinking that teams have probably got to score 2 or 3 goals. And if you take our record at home, John, if you're going to beat us, they're going to have to score 3 goals. I mean, when potentially do we lose?
Teams need to focus on scoring a goal against us at the moment, considering that is 11 hours away from home without conceding now, which is a ridiculous record. We've just broken our all-time league record, I believe.
Yeah, 60 years.
Of games unbeaten. Look, the thing is that you've got to look at that. The way I look at that Reading first half an hour, I think if they had a decent striker with any kind of form, they would have been 2-0 up. We have ridden our luck at times this season. There's no doubt. You can't go this long unbeaten and this long without conceding, without getting a bit of luck going your way. Because, if it wasn't Puskas and it was Zhao up front, their injured, their quality injured striker, then it could well have been 1 or 2-0 to Reading early on. It's not like the defence have been completely impervious, and the best chances that opposition tend to get from us, I believe, is really pressing us high up, is doing a Bournemouth and pressing us really high. There were quite a few moments early on in the game where I'm just like, we're playing it around in triangles for passing sake at the back without really getting it up the pitch, and we're just allowing pressure to be built up on us. And if opposition teams can press us properly and effectively, as Reading did today, then they will create chances just like they did. So it's a team that's effective at pressing us and are able to take their chances. And you've got to look at the likes of, the West Brom game that we already played, where, they had the better chances in the game. And, 2-2 was maybe a little bit generous to us, I think, over the course of the match. I think if you're looking at maybe Coventry is probably the first game where I'm thinking over the next few that are going to come up, that I'm thinking that might be the first slip up because of how good they've been. Are we away at Coventry first, or are we at home at Coventry first? I'm not sure, because they're amazing at home. They're maybe not quite so good away. But Swansea coming up will also be a difficult game. But I feel as though they might play into our strengths by trying to keep hold of the ball, and we'll press them high up the pitch. If other teams take the sort of method that Reading took, but are more effective when they get into those opportunities, and they take advantage of our poor start, that's the kind of team that's going to get a victory over us at some point. But having said that, we've got the ability to come back into games. We've only been behind for 6 minutes all season, I think, and that was at Sheffield United. We went and just went, oh, okay, you've made us angry now, bang, bang, and scored 2 goals straight away. So, it requires them to score and then to keep clean sheets, and oppositions aren't doing that against us.
One thing that we need to be aware of, and this potentially can happen as the season goes on, Keith, and it was a tough night tonight, as you've mentioned earlier on in the stream. And Mark Singleton said, I reckon we picked up a few knocks tonight. Jordan Zamora looked like he was dealing with an early challenge. Cahill went down in the first half. Solanke looked like he landed awkwardly. What's that going to potentially look like for us going into the next busy schedule? Because I know we've got players that are in the squad. We've got a good squad, but we've also got players that haven't played a lot of football. So is that potentially going to be something we're going to have to manage, and could that upset the rhythm?
It's always potential to upset your rhythm, but the thing is what Scotty seems to have done is given the hunger within the squad. And I think he set out his stall right at the beginning of the season, and he's obviously said to them, this is a squad game, and everyone will have a chance to make an impact and grab a position. People said Leif Davis, he looks completely out of it. Suddenly he can come in and do a job for us if he wants to take that opportunity. We talked about Jack Stacey, didn't feature at the beginning. Obviously he was injured and he looked a bit rusty, but he came back in. He looks Frado-esque now. And there are opportunities. Emilio, he could be a useful replacement for Billing. He's very creative. He likes to play that attacking 8 player that we like as well. And so, yes, potentially it could upset our rhythm. But if his man management's been what it has been so far, it's something to be relishing. And don't forget, we've got a guy called Mr. Cook who could come in, Mr. Steve Cook, and he'll be chomping at the bit to say, I've got a point to prove here. Obviously Gary's been playing superbly, but I'm still the man here. So there's competition in those places. We can play different ways. We're not one-dimensional as we were last season, easy to read. So there are all manner of things that can go on, but it's about keeping the squad hungry. It's about maintaining those clean sheets. I'm sure that he talks about it every session, the clean sheet, the clean sheet, and the clean sheet. And we're now seeing that Mr. Lowe, Mr. Christie want to get his scoring underway. You got Morgan as well. He'll want to prove a point and say, this is why I'm fancied. Everyone's got an opportunity. This is a squad, not a team of individuals. And that I think has been a real key difference. And he's got the shape absolutely right. We're on the front foot. Yeah, we start off slow sometimes, but you've got to give it to the opposition. Reading came out tonight and they wanted to prove a point. They're at home. We've talked about it many times. There's no love lost between us, and they wanted to say, look, we're going to spoil your party. But in the end of the day, it's been against boys. We could have got another one at the end as well. So, teams are beginning to fear us. they know we've got to be right at our A game, and nobody's at their A game with the possible exception of Fulham.
We're going to be on here just for a few more moments. If you've got any questions for myself, John, Keepy T on the game, just want to tell us how you're feeling, let us know in the chat. And as I said, we've got a few more minutes on here. We move on then, John. Midweek football in the Championship. It's Preston at home. What does Scotty Parker do over the next couple of days? Does he give the boys a day off tomorrow? And then how does he plan for this game? How do you expect us to come out the blocks? Is it Wednesday night?
Well, I don't know. Preston's an interesting one because I think they're actually not really that great. And I don't think the manager's really getting much out of them either. But then they went and beat Luton 3-0, I think, in the end. 2. And I really rate Luton. But, it's a home game for Preston. There's something's going to change at some point. Just ask Bristol City supporters. Something will change eventually. So, it might be a one-off for Preston. It might not be. I think this will just be exactly the same kind of game that Parker will have set up for many a time. And I think the interesting thing will be the changes, whether he needs to ring any because of any injuries. But just thinking about the point talking about earlier with regards to competition, I think it's actually quite an interesting one in terms of how that's changed from the start of the season to this point of the season. Because I was thinking this earlier, it's like, there's actually, you've got to look at Kilkenny, you've got to look at Zamora, Anthony, even Ibsen Rossi to an extent. The fact that they were actually came in at the start of the season and there was no competition. There was essentially like Zamora in particular had no one really that would compete in a left back. And he didn't really start fantastically against West Brom, but he grew into the game, he grew into the position. He's now become a really integral part of the team. But over the previous seasons, if he ever came in, he knew it was only one game. It was going to be in a league competition. There wasn't the pressure on. And sort of the pressure cooker of being in the league, but really being able to take his own pace at it. And similarly with Anthony, similar thing with Kilkenny at the time, they were able to sort of grow into their positions. And now they're more comfortable in the squad. They're more comfortable within the team environment. And now it's not so much that they've got the time to build into the system. They're now in there and they know if they don't perform, they're out again. So now they're properly involved in the sort of actual day-to-day of I must perform rather than the pressure on themselves. It's the pressure on them for the team. And there's much more competition there, which I think really helps. You've only got to look at Kilkenny today and Anthony. Both weren't necessarily at 100%. And Scott Parker can go, okay, that's it. We change things because it's not working. So it's a fantastic situation to be in for Parker. I mean, enough people were putting up on Twitter today the bench. I mean, the bench was absolutely ridiculous today of the kind of quality that we can bring on and have an impact on games for me. So I think we might see some more. Yeah, Robbie Brady wasn't even on the bench. Stanislas is still injured. He wasn't there. It's incredible the quality that we can bring onto impact a match. And Lowe did that today, as did Mepham, who I think, again, shout out to him for playing at left back. Like, how many games at right back? He started one league game in his actual position this season, and that was against West Brom. So he's been a fantastic team player, and that comes to Keefe T's point earlier on about people playing out of position and knowing the system well enough to perform their job. Against Preston, maybe one or two changes. Might see, depending on how Zamora comes through, depending on Christie, look like he might have a knock. You've got Cahill, you've got Billing. Hopefully, people will come through. But the good news is the squad is that you can change things up because we've got the players to come in and are chomping at the bit to get a start. You only got to look at Marcondes, hasn't had a look in, not even come off the bench since the first 4 games. So, a lot of quality still to impact this season, and we might see that against Preston.
Keith, another great weekend. We've had lots of good weekends since August. I've said this to you. I can't not have you on a stream and not say this to you. Come on. The Championship doesn't bite back in midweek, does it?
It's a dog of a league, though. We all know this. We last season we thought, this would be in the bag. It went all pear shaped, but there is something special about this season. The balance is so right as well, and there's experience on the bench, in the squad, in the first 11, and that sprinkling of experience with enthusiastic youngsters who've got a point to prove is just so refreshing. We haven't seen that. Maybe we've never seen it as a Bournemouth, to have such depth and know that we can bring on people who can impact a game, can change things up, cause more problems for the opposition. Even our championship promotion season, we had one or two players like you could play Jan, you can play Brett, but we've never had so many options. Although we're still quite a small squad, that could really change a game. And as I say, we all thought Smithy at the beginning of the season he's going to be Scottish man, and now you're looking at Stacey, and I can't help but feel there are shades of Frano, that his physicality, his running, his defensive work is just coming on leaps and bounds. And now we're getting that balance on the right. And it's all about creating those problems for opposition managers. They must go in on Thursdays and Fridays, they do their opposition review. And they're thinking, well, how do I combat this? And they can play on, we get in our inside forwards. We didn't see it tonight so much, but during the game, they can swap over, and suddenly a fullback's thinking, well, do I show him outside? Do I show him inside? Dom is just a handful for them. They don't know, they're not really coping with him at all. As I say, his movement in around the pitch is superb, and he's getting the finishes because he's creating the space for others to operate in. And then you've got Jeff and Phil as well, and then you're thinking, but then I've got Moncondes who could potentially come on. I've got so many options and so many different solutions for different problems. So he might change it up. He might look at it and say the little knocks and what have you, but they'll be all right for the midweek. It depends what he wants to do, but he's got options that he can bring on, and that's a very un-Bournemouth thing.
Brilliant summary, John. Final summary. Do you know what? I'm going to have to say it now. I've said it now for 2 weeks. I said beat Stoke, deal with Huddersfield, beat Reading. Now I'm having to say that we've got to go for automatics now. Right? I said play us at the start of the season, but now I think it's going to take a lot to knock us out of those top two. Where are you at after this game? Bournemouth 2, Reading 0.
I mean, I agree. I mean, what is it? 9 points clear of third of West Brom. And it turns out that that discussion we had about who was going to finish second, didn't I say it would be Fulham? And they've just gone and beat West Brom 3-0. So I think that backed up what I was talking about with regards to what we were saying there before. But it also it does help when the referee kind of gives a penalty that definitely wasn't one. But it's I think the thing is, when you compare us to Fulham and West Brom, it's our defensive record that I think is just puts us above them. And West Brom's is good, minus the 3 they just conceded. But it's once you go past that, it's just the consistency of the forward output as well, and the clinical aspect of the forward output. That means we only need to create a few chances. We had 3 shots on target today. We scored 2. We had only had 8 shots in total. We've had games where we've dominated more, but we're just so good at still making the difference in moments. And when you've got a defense that's so strong as ours is, and even if you took Cahill out and put Mepham in, it's still going to be very, very strong, particularly with Mepham's performance recently. If you take Kelly out and you put Steve Cook in, if you ignore the lack of pace, that's still a pretty darn strong defense. There's so much quality at the back, and they're so consistent there that it takes so much to break us down. I don't see us really losing very many games at all this season, and that's going to be the thing that wins us games. It's whatever cliche about attacks win matches, defenses win championships, or whichever cliche it is. It's true in many sports, but if we can keep that kind of consistency going, which is difficult, if we can keep it going, there's no reason why we shouldn't be aiming to win the league, let alone getting automatics. But we've still got Fulham to play in the first half of the season, and that'll be a big match. But it's just looking so positive at the moment.
Right, I was going to close it. 2 seconds, Keith. I was just going to close this show out, but should we go live to Reading before we just end the show? Let's go live to Reading. Got a couple of Cherries fans with us. Hopefully they've not drunk too much throughout the day. we have got Matt, Morgan, and Steve joining us on this live watch along. How you doing, guys?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah.
Not too bad. You got smiles on your faces. Did you stay awake between the first 20 minutes?
First 20 minutes was a bit difficult watch, wasn't it? I mean, we rode our luck big time. Should have been 2-0 down, in my opinion, but you know, we rode our luck out, and I think we got on top and we controlled the game from there on in. Don't know how it looked for you boys, but I think we got on top. The goal just before half time, I think, it reminiscent of Birmingham actually. That sort of ball to the back stick with a centre back, heads it back across, and Dom's in the right place, just puts it in. And then second half, he makes a change. Pearson's on, which I think solidified us somewhat. I think Gav was getting marked out of the game. But yeah, I mean, I thought the second half was quite easy, to be honest. Don't know what you boys think. Go on, chip in.
Some man of match performances, Matt, on that pitch, and nonetheless from our manager, who made changes at half-time, didn't wait to see what happened at 1-0, got Pearson on the pitch, and then brought Jamal Lowe on for Jaden Anthony. And Jamal Lowe, just like he had an impact against Bristol City, he did it again. Quality finish. And what did you think?
Yeah, I think Parker's got an uncanny knack, hasn't he, of making substitutions at the right time. He makes the right decisions. He's doing so at the moment. Pearson at half time, like Steve says, was the right decision because Kilkenny was obviously on a yellow card, and they were getting about Kilkenny. Although he looks after the ball very well and he was technically very good, it just needed Pearson in there to shore it up really. And then he brings Lowe on and he scores after coming on for 5 minutes. So the substitutions were bang on. Like you say, Kirk, I think the first 20 minutes was a bit pedestrian. We rode our luck a little bit, but we're just finding a way, aren't we? We're just finding a way, and his second half was fairly comfortable. So. Yeah, we're beatable.
Final thought. I saw Morgan there. He's just out of screen at the moment, but there he is. Morgan, another goal for Dom Solanke. He's chasing down Mitrovic, who scored a hat-trick today. Dom Solanke, though, 11th goal of the season, another good finish.
Yeah, I think you got to back Solanke every time he's informed, with the penalties and whatever. And you know what? If you can get that stat out of the way, if you can get to 21 this season, that'd just be incredible, wouldn't it? I know we don't ever have to talk about it again. But no, I think Solanke's definitely finding the confidence. Every time he puts one on the back of the net, it's just going to make him better and better. And the only thing I will say, if we do lose him, I think we need another centre forward in January because I'm not sure if he.
Jamal Lowe, what are you talking about?
Being realistic, if we could sign another centre forward, that'd be great as well. But I think at the moment we're full of confidence. Keith's shaking his head at me.
I don't think we'll be very busy. Final question for all of you. Are you going to sing us out in Reading to a Cherries win? What are you going to sing us? Got to sing us something.
Scotty Parker, isn't it?
Scotty Parker song? Can you three sing us out for a Scotty Parker song?
Said, can we sing in the Scotty Parker song?
Super Scotty Parker, we're gonna win the league. We're Super Scotty Parker, we're gonna win the league. We're Super Scotty Parker, we're gonna win the league. Right, got to sign off now, lads. Got to get back to our car.
Have a safe trip home. See you later.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Brilliant, great atmosphere. Keith, you were coming there. This is the last sort of part of the stream. Final thought.
We talk about the defence, and obviously our forward line, but let's not forget we've got quite a formidable midfield in there. And again, I think you can't underestimate the influence of Jeff. He has been monstrous, and we were worried about losing him in the summer, but he looks as though he's just loving it here at the moment. He's always been brilliant for us, but this season he's grown another few inches, and he's not giving away yellow cards and getting sucked in, but he's still winding up their players as well. So all round the pitch there is such a lovely balance there, and as long as we can keep that going, who knows? But to come away unbeaten this season, that's a huge ask.
Cheers, Keith. It's been great to speak to you throughout the evening. Well done.
Thank you, Captain.
And on the preview as well. Really appreciate that. John, great to
Pleasure.
see you. You might be doing some stuff as well, some podcasting potentially. So check out for that. Follow Cherries Red Army on Twitter. John, thanks for joining us this evening after the game.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Guys, just stay on while I just close the show out. Thank you to everyone who's currently joined us throughout the evening, asked questions, chat about the game. It's been great fun. We're unbeaten in the league as AFC Bournemouth. We're also unbeaten as a watch along, and we'll try and do as many as these as we can. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, try and help us get to 700, and also hit the like button as it really does help. We will try and get a preview out for Preston. If we don't, we will try and get a match day vlog out, but it all comes down to time for a midweek game, so we will try our best. But as I said, follow our Twitter for more details. Apart from that, the Cherries went to Reading. We put to bed that result last year. We got the 3 points, kept another clean sheet. Dom scored another goal. Jamal Lowe come off the bench and banged in a second. AFC Bournemouth 2, Reading 0. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy faces, happy cherries. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, John. And to everyone, we'll see you soon on the next video. Come on,
Happy
you cherries.